Hey everyone, I'm Zach Hyman of the Edmonton Oilers.
He's so tenacious.
Hope you guys enjoy it.
Revving up his engine, listen to the crowd just roar. No reason for tension, Zach is gonna shoot and score. Hyman's in the scoring zone. Right into the scoring zone. Signed for 7 years, now he's playing by McDavid's side. He's got you jumping out of your seat cause of that look in his eyes. Hyman's in the scoring zone. He'll take you right into that scoring zone. You know he's gonna score a few. Playing with Connor, it's a top line overload. You'll finally see what he can do. So raise your hands up as high as they can go.
He always said that was a magician's secret.
His energy is contagious.
Playing with an edge, that's what you're gonna see. Taking the next step, cause he's no longer with the Leafs. Hyman's in the scoring zone. He'll take you right into that scoring zone.
Zach Hyman, among many Edmonton Oilers who scored yesterday in a convincing victory over the Calgary Flames in a Heritage Classic that'll be remembered for years to come. Dusty and Lieutenant Eric with you, coming at you straight from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio. What better way to celebrate an Oilers victory than hitting up Popeyes today? Get your hands on the Ghost Pepper Chicken Sandwich. Game changer on the menu. Available at all Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen locations. You can also order on DoorDash, Skip the Dishes, and Uber Eats. Hit us up in the nasty chat this morning, or of course you can text us at 780-218-9999. That'll get you right into the Paris Jewelers inbox today. 780-218-9999 is where you can chime in. Were you at Commonwealth yesterday with 55,000 other fans? I think it's Lance. Yeah, Lance is in. It says, good morning. Can I get a conch for winning a trip for two at the Heritage Classic? What is this about? He's a lucky boy. He's a lucky boy this morning. Lance, were you the guy who won the WestJet? You had to blow up the you had to blow up like a beach ball, Rick. And if you did it in 20 seconds or 25 seconds, you won a trip for two anywhere WestJet flies. So that was kind of cool.
Flew to Commonwealth? Is that kind of
I don't know if that's how you went to Commonwealth, or I don't know how he got there. But Lance, congratulations, buddy. Where do you go here? Let us know. Were you that guy, or did you win a trip somewhere else? Were they giving away multiple trips at Commonwealth?
He won a trip for two at the Heritage.
Not two Commonwealth.
I thought he won a trip for two. I don't know why you would be. I was like, why the hell are you asking?
Yeah, I thought you were joking. I thought you were joking about it.
Hey, Mondays, right?
A classic Monday mix-up. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. One of you will end up winning the A&W text of the day, a little gift certificate to A&W. And, hey, I'm latte-free today. No latte today. The place I went through, they were cleaning the machine. Yeah. So I couldn't get one, and then I didn't have time to whip anywhere else.
That's the whole McDonald's ice cream machine excuse.
Yeah, kind of. I was just like, what do you mean? Who's cleaning the latte machine right in a latte window?
If there's a time not to be doing it. It's
no
now,
sense, yeah. If you're going to clean the latte machine, clean the bloody latte machine at 11 o'clock at night when nobody in their right mind is going to order a latte. So now I'm sitting here doing a non-latte show, which could make heel Dusty. I come out of nowhere today.
On a Monday?
On a Monday? I need a no latte show on a Monday? This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah, Lance says I won the WestJet, blowing up the balls. Lance, after you won, did you do this, I don't know, did they do it more than once? Or are you the only guy who did this, Lance? Because if it was just you, excellent Selly.
With his lungs? Like he blew it up.
Yeah, he blew it up one, and then the guy, if it was Lance, he like threw the ball down like a Gronk spike, and then like kind of did a little sort of shimmy shake. It was good. It was really good, Lance.
So he's got to go somewhere as far as possible from here to listen to the show so we can put him on the map, right? Like somewhere where nobody's been on the map
Well,
before.
Lance sent me his list. He texted us his list at 780-218-9999. Where should I go? And, boy, there's some nice places on here. Puerto Vallarta, Phoenix, Los Angeles. You go watch LeBron.
Oh, yes,
Anaheim, Palm Springs, San Diego, San Francisco, Fort Lauderdale, Fort Myers, Miami, Orlando, Honolulu. Oh, man, I feel like I'd probably go to Hawaii. If you can get to Hawaii with this, I would probably go to Hawaii, buddy. Anyway, there's lots of destinations on there. Mexico, the Caribbean, Florida, California. What a nice little. See that? It's a little small, but
Mazatlan, yeah.
Yeah.
St. Lucia, Montego Bay.
oh, Rigo, Montego. Ooh, I'm gonna
Punta
take
Cana.
it to Bermuda.
He's got it.
Bahama. Well, Lance, great Selly. Congratulations on all your success. Who are you? The Edmonton Oilers? How about those fits? Hey, they roll in the workman-like overalls.
It was
the
very cute.
Oil industry buzz.
And how about the Flames, hey? Topless?
Flames, topless. Their nipples must have been rock hard. Not as hard as they were rocked
That was some outstanding
during the game.
cosplay there pregame.
How's your weekend, buddy?
Weekend was great. Yeah, yours?
Weekend was great. Yeah,
Good,
yours? Yeah. It was because where did you go to Jasper?
I went to Jasper, yeah.
My daughter told me we were going to go to Jasper.
I saw 3 deer, a handful of elk, and a couple of goats.
Did you see a bear?
No.
Damn.
The streak
Were you
continues.
hoping to see a
Yes,
bear? Or were you,
I'm an
okay.
ofer. Never seen a bear in the wild. So every time I go
Really?
out, like
I've seen a few down in the Banff area.
Oh, people see them all the time.
Yeah.
All
I'm
the time.
surprised.
People see them so much they get annoyed. But I saw another bear.
But you've never seen one.
Just
Wow.
in a zoo, just in captivity.
Are there any bears in Saskatchewan?
Yeah,
There are. I was just wondering because the prairies. I don't know prairie.
you can
bear,
hunt.
I don't
There's
know,
a
like-
tree line, the boreal forest, and then you go.
Oh, you can go up there and you can hunt the bears. That makes it. But you never even saw a bear up there.
Nope.
Wow. Well,
I don't
that's
hunt.
crazy.
I'm not a hunter.
Yeah.
Not a huntsman.
Elizabeth tells me, she goes to me over the weekend. She goes, Daddy, when you're done CFL, we're going to go to Jasper. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, who? I don't know if this is my wife feeding her this information, but Elizabeth is 6. She's basically planning a trip to Jasper.
Wow.
By herself for the family. So she's pretty excited about it. She goes, we can stay in the cabins that we stay in sometimes. I was like, what do you know? We're going to, as soon as CFL's over, it's time to get focused on Christmas. Can't sneak in a trip
Well,
to
Jasper
then.
does get pretty whimsical around Christmas season. If you are listening, Elizabeth, it is the place to
Well,
be.
and then my wife goes, what about Jasper Park Lodge? I said, we're not a Jasper Park Lodge family. What are you talking about?
I went there for a drink, which is
I
what we
saw your
normally
picture
do.
there. I was like, wait a second. Did Lieutenant Eric stay at JPL? I've never stayed there.
Yeah. You just take pictures around and pretend you're staying. But they are building this they build like a gingerbread house into the bar type of thing, and it's actual candy on it. So they're all
I remember
working away.
seeing that when you were in Jasper.
Yeah, yeah.
We went there for a drink as well.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's coming alive.
We went there to skate on the rink with all the fancy people, like out on the lake, and then we went back to our.
You really do feel rich.
But you do.
You do,
Just
yeah.
hanging out at JPL, you do feel kind of rich. Let's see here. JCD780 says St. Lucia or Honolulu.
They're all
would be
sunny
his choices.
destinations. That was the list.
Yeah.
What is it? 52 sunny destinations to choose from.
Please, whatever you do, don't book your flight to Regina or Winnipeg. I know they're direct. I've been taking WestJet Direct a lot this year to Regina and Winnipeg. But please go somewhere else, Lance.
Like Thunder Bay.
Please go. Yes. Go to Thunder Bay. RCN is in. It says Lance blows balls. He was great. To be honest with you, they needed to make that a little bit more challenging. Or Lance just really has great lung capacity and crush that thing. But it seemed like he had that taken care of really well. Great to see Mr. Lean in the crowded concourse yesterday. Our eyes locked as if we were in an Aikens swarm defense. That's in from Shotsky Jerry this morning. The atmosphere, overall, it was pretty good yesterday. You were obviously on your way back from Jasper, so
Well, I was back. I decided to watch it strictly from the TV point of view.
okay. Tell me about that because Maddie and I were there, so we'll share the other aspect of it. What did you think?
Well, the problem with these outdoor games too is that the rink's like far away from the camera, right? And this is just pursed. I'm not doing anything like that, but it is a different atmosphere, different game, and the camera's a little farther away, so you don't really see like the full. It's a different. I'd prefer the in arena camera. I just think because we're used to that. Well, look, the weather was nice. I think everybody. The seats were pretty populated. The Nickelback show, 2 songs, from what I saw.
They did a third one after they went to commercial.
Now that's the purpose. That's why you were there, to see the 3 Nickelback songs, and I only got the 2 on TV. Sounded good on TV, translated well. I missed the anthem. That was a bit of a hullabaloo. Other than that,
was an anthem. It was all right.
I saw Dehernay's first goal.
Yeah,
I knew it was Dehernay's first goal because
you were on the TV.
I was on the TV.
Everybody in the building's like, "Oh, it was Kane. It was Kane." You knew it because you were watching on TV.
I knew it. Other than that, yeah, I mean, it looked good. I think it was put on well. I mean, you had Ron McLean doing the intermission type of stuff, and it was nice to see kind of from the other Heritage Classic, all those guys paraded out here, and the Marty Reasoners of the world. And
it was, and being there, it was, I thought it was really good.
Did you get in on time? There was a few ticketing gate issues or something like that?
No, I could see why people. Surprise, Commonwealth with 50,000 people there. If you want to get in on time, arrive early. I mean, I know it's
not like you're paying
tough,
a lot,
but you have to kind of expect that at Commonwealth. I went through the media entrance, so Marshall had practice till 4:30 at Grand Trunk, and then I just took an Uber down to Commonwealth. So I worked out my Uber driver. It's a mess down there, right? So managed to get in, and I sat down in a perfect amount of time. We had great seats because they had like the press box, and then they had like an auxiliary press box set up for about, I don't know, like 8 to 10 other members of the media. Maddie and Tommy and I were sitting out there, and it was just like this little sort of table right at the top of the lower bowl, like, where that little path is right in front of the press box, where there's usually a lot of room to walk there. It's like a mini concourse right along in front, like at the back of the seat. We were right there. It was perfect. It was beautiful. I like being out there instead of in the stuffy press box where you can't really get a taste of the atmosphere. So I thought there were some of the best seats in the house. It was good. Although I had a couple of buddies who were like complaining. They're like, we were in row 7, we could barely see the players, only half the players. Well, that's what you're going to get when you sit at an outdoor game. If you're going to sit low, you're not going to see. You're going to have to watch the game up on the Jumbotron, right? Instead, you want to sit, I'd say, 15 rows and up.
You're going to get drunk and party. It's not really going to watch. Like, if you're going to watch the play and it's not really the game
you're
for that.
Really focused on wanting to watch the game, then you should know that don't book tickets probably 10 rows down.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be able to actually see the game. But that's poor planning. That's poor planning on my buddy's part. That's simply something that you're going to have to do better at the next Heritage Classic in 20 years. I thought Nickelback was awesome. The only complaint I had about Nickelback is that they didn't do more. 3 songs. They did the 2 songs on TV, and then after the TV broadcast went to commercial, Jack Kroger comes out and he goes, TV's gone now. We can do whatever we want.
Wow.
And then I thought he was going to start swearing a bunch of stuff.
But I really liked them doing a cover song, the first song. That's...
when I got home, Tammy was like, they only did 2 songs, and that one's not even their song. I said,
They
but
rock.
It's a banger. Obviously, the kids, I guess, were singing How You Remind Me when they went to bed last night. They never heard it before. So, once again, just like their daddy, extremely catchy song that you're going to love for the rest of your life. And then they did Rockstar as the third song, which was basically a cover of the song that we had for the playoffs a while ago. So, we'll probably play that in the 6 o'clock hour, our version of Rockstar, which was usually pretty good.
Kiss till Nickelback and an Oilers win. That's
your typical.
Matt Iwanek calls that a perfect Sunday.
Your typical Alberta victory, right?
I
think Johnny Alberta's in it. Says I was in row 21 and it still wasn't a great angle, but who cares? It was great to be there.
No, that's the feeling you have to take from these. You don't go to.
You're not technically there to be able to see who won the puck battle in the corner along your side of the stadium.
Yeah.
Like that's not why you're there. Now, this was not the 2003 where you'll never ever forget it because it was minus 25. There was a lot of people I saw on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram last night who were at both. So you saw like the picture from that one, picture from this one, but it was really well done. I just feel like they could have started Nickelback a little bit earlier. We were saying this after, like everybody loves Nickelback. Like you just look around the crowd and everybody's just going hard with Nickelback. Do you think Nickelback could sell out Commonwealth once a year, 55,000? If it was like the only show they played all year, it was always just like once a year.
If Brett Kissel
Nickelback
opens for him,
You
I
think so?
guarantee it's you.
No,
You have
the
you
entire-
have a waiting list on tickets.
the entire thing would be there.
Guaranteed.
I thought it was pretty good. Maddie, you got there early. You walked around a little bit, so you got a little bit more of an experience than I did at the game. And then you stuck around right to the end. I bailed when it was 4-2 to kind of get an Uber before the madness began.
Yeah, right after as they were about to announce 3 stars, I started making my way out.
And you took the train?
So, no, I ended up meeting up with my brother and
nice.
dad and
Smart move.
got the ride home from there.
Smart move. So how was it for you? How'd you?
It was pretty. It was a fun event. Like, it's a little more of a sterile event because it's an NHL event, so it's a plug and play. They come, drop off everything, they do it, and the Oilers don't really have much control out of things. So it's just this whole generic NHL thing that happens. I tried hitting the Clark for the pregame festivities, but I was late. I was there 4:00 and there was nothing happening.
Clark at 4?
Yeah, and there was nothing happening. It was all closed. Like, it was all done. So
Did you see the beaches?
no, there was nothing. So I was, I guess, late for that. Walking the concourse. Like, I was hoping to stand by where, like, CW's bar is, the north end. But they fenced it up so you couldn't see. You couldn't stand there and watch. They put up a fence.
So you could go
To
in there and
block
like
it.
drink,
So you
but
could-
you
you
couldn't.
could
No, they
lurk
had the
down
bar
there.
even
Oh, the bar.
closed.
Okay.
So the bar
wherever
even
you went there,
closed.
you-
There was some logistical issues that, like,
Oh.
they put the merch spots at the north and south ends of the stadium in the narrow passages. So there was these massive lineups to get merch. But anyone that was trying to walk around, you got stuck in this line that was virtually, like, barely moving. It was at point standstill, and you just couldn't get around the stadium. So that you know, but that's also Commonwealth, where there's not a lot of room for it. So logistically, there's things I would change. But once the game got going and everything, they're fun. Like, I'm against outdoor games and how many there are now in the NHL. But when they're in your local city,
That's why they do it, right?
they're fun. And when you're there, it's great. And it makes me wish the Grey Cup would be coming back soon. Makes me annoyed that the World Cup's not coming here, because when Commonwealth is filled,
Yeah, it's awesome.
it's a fun time. Like, I don't know if there's a better stadium completely filled in Canada than Commonwealth. You know, you could fill BC Place for 50,000 people, but there's just something about the
different
outdoor
hitting
element.
indoors than
When you're
outdoors, yeah.
outdoors and you have 55,000 people, or when Canada was here and it was 40-some thousand people, or Grey Cups at 55, there's just something about that.
It's cool.
That is really cool and neat. And there isn't a better place in Canada than Commonwealth sold out or near capacity
World
for
Cup
stadium
qualifying.
wise. All of it. And so it was a lot of fun. We had great seats. I'm honestly, when I saw our seating arrangement was outside and I
was
got to those
perfect.
spots, it's like, this is great. Because the one problem with the press box is it's indoors. You don't feel the atmosphere. You just
It is
getting
weird being in an indoor press box and
just getting that cold air hitting you just feels right.
And it wasn't cold. It was like a little
right.
cold. It chilled down a bit as it got dark.
But when you're in the press box, it's warm. You'd have no jackets on.
Can't feel it.
You don't hear the crowd. The guy starting the wave, you really can't hear him trying to start
Yeah,
the wave.
wave.
It did start after, by the way, when
They
you
did-
left.
well, when they were up 5-2.
4-2.
4-2. Well, you know what? 4-2 outdoor Heritage Classic. I get it. This guy was trying to start it when it was 3-2, though. And now nobody joined him. And then the Oilers scored right away. So, I mean, message sent.
Reverse
man.
wave.
Message sent. Guy tries to start wave. Nobody buys in.
He was
Oilers
mad.
score. Was he mad?
Oh, he was mad when it wasn't going.
Yeah, he was pretty
He
angry.
wasn't
These
pleased.
two
Mad.
guys.
He tried like a
trying
good.
to do something at a sport event. People don't get mad.
He tried like 10 times. And like only a couple
He
people would
wouldn't
do
stop.
it. And then like after
a
you
hit.
could see he was like shaking his head and he like did one of those like wave through his hands at the crowd type thing.
Done
That's
with you.
His whole focus of coming to the Heritage Classic was like,
want to be the guy.
Let's get the wave
Yeah.
going. Also, reverse shout out to people who are like, I saw last night on Twitter, when was the last time the Elks had 55,000 there?
Hey.
I'll tell you this. If the Edmonton Elks played one home game every 20 years, there'd be 50,000 people there. So
And get
don't worry
Nickelback
about
to
it.
perform. And
Yeah,
Brett Kissel doing the
Nickelback
anthems.
and Brett
Kissel
Kissel
doing the anthems.
then there would be a little bit. Maddie, I know. Are you reaching back? I know you want to kind of
I was
get
just-
back in it.
if it wasn't for a snowstorm, we've had more people probably, or like at the same amount of people for a soccer game at Commonwealth.
Well, exactly. That's
know,
why
let's-
I know. I saw it last night.
We
and I
sold over
stayed out of it.
50,000 seats for this game, and just not everyone showed up because of the blizzard. But
Got in there
I
pretty
see
well
that.
too.
And it was a super really
had-
good crowd. It wasn't completely jam packed, but I'd say there was like 52,000 people there. Like
You guys
But-
see any fights?
No, I
No,
didn't see a single fight. Everybody's happy.
but
But
also a lot of Flames fans.
yeah, there were tons.
And
of
we
Flames
have to
fans.
remember, like, that's you had the other team really close that they could come up and watch this game too.
It was perfect. Yeah.
Can I ask, though, an
really
important question here, coming in from Penner's Pancakes, was Gager serving wieners and or burgers or anything like that?
No Gager
Was there
wiens.
any Gager
No.
sighting or?
No, I mean, to be
didn't
honest
go.
with you, without Gager being there, I didn't even think about going to the concession.
Well, he phoned me earlier in the day, and he never phones me
He
or texts.
phoned
He
you?
never contacts me at all. Nothing bad.
He was looking for a number.
I know. Yeah. But I thought this had to do with him being at that. I was like, oh, Gager's going to probably be serving up wieners and hot dogs. And then it's just
Nothing.
came to nothing. Okay, well,
No, nothing.
we know that then.
Norman at Combine says, really missed having an alumni game. Yeah.
This is what I would love to see happen because again, this is an NHL event and it's all done by the NHL. And I get that when you have this, when you try to do these, you want to have it as streamlined as possible. I think the majority of an event should be the NHL part where they drop it in, but there should be elements that the local team gets to customize. If the Oilers wanted to do an alumni game, they should have been able to do an alumni game. You know, if there was ways to make this more Edmonton Oilers feel, they should have done that.
They did roll out Jose Theodore from the 03 Habs team.
As they should.
Yeah, I thought it was nice. Who they
He's
have?
the
Him,
face of the
Steve
Heritage
Bejan,
Classic to me.
Stefan Quintel. Yeah, because of the picture.
That's
Yeah.
if when you think of
Yeah.
outdoor hockey games now,
If you think
how
of
do you
most
not think
memorable
about that one?
Outdoor game photos. Theodore with the toucan is right up.
For the first few Winter Classics after, goalies started wearing the toque because of that. I was glad he was there because really he becomes like the face of this.
Theodore was a stud. I liked seeing him out there. That was good. You can text us anytime. Were you there? Let us know. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. That is the Paris Jewelers inbox. Let me lay out the show for you. Going to dive into a morning after show coming up here right away as well. And if you remember our playoff song, that was a parody of Nickelback's Rockstar. We're going to bang that out for you here in the 6 o'clock hour today as well. But we do have lots to get to. Morning after show coming up here right away. We will have your Monday morning blitz package, quick rip around the National Football League. We are officially turning the page on the CFL regular season into East semifinal, West semifinal time. Playoff football this weekend coming at you hot from Montreal and Vancouver. Good, bad, and ugly from the weekend here around 6:45 today. I got lots of goods, lots of bads, lots of ugly. We'll get to that. Darren Dreger is going to pop by. Dregs will be by around 7 o'clock this morning. Cool Bet hotline of the day. We'll get into that as well. More of your text messages on the Oilers. We haven't even really got into the game part itself just yet. We're going to dive into that, and then we'll take some more of your reaction around 7:30 today. Mike Tenir from the Messenger is going to join us. We'll get his thoughts on everything that happened yesterday around the National Football League as well. Kind of easy trivia for Mr. Mike's just after 8 o'clock. 3 questions too many for Park Mazda on the way. The Monday morning Got Your Back mandates with Ryan Rishaug. Shaw give you by around 8:25-ish today. And then we'll get into the wrap for William Huff. Maybe you win text of the day for A&W. Get that $20 gift card to A&W and hook yourself up with some breakfast or some lunch or some dinner. They got you covered on all different aspects of the game. If you are listening right now at EdmontonSportsTalk.com or you're watching on YouTube, a couple of things. First of all, if you're watching on YouTube and you've not yet subscribed to the channel, let's subscribe to the channel. We're about 70 subscribers away from 5,000 this morning. So let's try to hit this over the next couple of days. So if at any point, if you're watching this, whether it's live or you're watching it a little bit later on, give us a sub. We'd like to hit 5,000 by the end of the month, so that'd be pretty cool. So if you've subbed or you haven't told your friends yet to sub, maybe sure they can do that as well. And another option for everybody listening, we had pretty good response to this on Friday, but we are on the TuneIn app now. I almost said TuneIn radio app again. Although I heard you say that on Friday, too, when I was driving down to Calgary. I was like, I bet he said it, too. On the TuneIn app, just go into your app store, Android, Apple, find TuneIn, and you can listen to us live on there as well. It is the Nielsen Show uninterrupted as we work our way through the day this morning. More of your text messages, of course, anytime.
And if you have a smart speaker.
Yes,
say play.
yes.
My Google started working yesterday.
You got it figured out?
I got it figured
I knew
out.
you would.
I just said, well, there's nothing. I just eventually was able to say, hey, Google Play Edmonton Sports Talk or Edmonton Sports Talk on TuneIn, and it worked. People with Alexa, we've been told it works, and you did it on Friday with Siri, and it worked. So tell your smart speaker to play Edmonton Sports Talk, and boom, you're listening to Edmonton Sports Talk just like that.
How easy is that?
Demand. Don't tell it. Demand it.
Yeah, it's be mean,
Very
right? What did Leon Draisaitl say? Every once in a while, it's okay to get smacked around a little bit, right? So, be ferocious with your smart speakers and start listening to the show through the smart speaker. That works out really well. All right, let's get into your morning after show today. Here we go.
There's something happening here. The Oilers look a lot better this year. Another win, put 2 points on the board. Telling me your faith is restored. I think it's time you stop, listen, here we go. Wake up with the morning after show. This year's team's looking strong. Connor and Leon, they can't do no wrong. 6 o'clockers are losing their minds. Getting so many messages on the text line. Think it's time you stop, listen, here we go. Wake up with the morning after show.
All right, let's get into it. Morning after show. Thank you very much for being here. That one just hits real nice, doesn't it? It sounds so much better.
On a Monday with that song plus the Rishaug intro. That's a good musical show here.
Can it get any better?
Yeah,
I don't honestly think it can get any better.
You do have the Vincent Desharnais goal song. I'm sure you've been waiting to debut
I got the Club
here.
Meet loop of Vincent.
We
can certainly play that as we work our way through the show as well. 780-218-9999. We will get to a few of your messages as well. And keep those coming in. Pound that box, 780-218-9999. But let's get into your morning after show brought to you by EM Utility Locating. GPR and concrete scanning, damage prevention, planning, design, education, and training. Is there anything these guys don't do when it comes to things under the ground? Visit them, emutilitylocating.com. We'll get to your EM Utility Locating steady Eddie of the evening here as we work our way through the morning after show today. But if you are doing any sort of work that requires any sort of pre-planning or you need some help finding out what's going on before you dig, EM Utility Locating, they're locating the utilities. And you can get it done with them, emutilitylocating.com. All right, let's get into it, buddy. Your EST big moment that happened in the game last night. What do you say?
I'm going to go with the Vincent Desharnais goal, his first of the NHL.
Vincent.
Although Kane kind of grabbed credit for it immediately. That was taken away. But Vincent making it 4-2 there. I know in these games, and fun to watch because any sort of bounce everything's just kind of, there can always be something happening. I know the ice, I think, good reviews, good grades on that. Like, it was as good as it's gotten for an outdoor game, I think.
It didn't seem like there were any ice issues.
Or whatever, but it's just outside. It just has a different feel about it. Everything kind of seems a little weird. Maybe that's, again, just the sight lines as opposed to different from playing inside on the TV. But Desharnais, I'm going to go with that goal, making it 4-2, kind of putting it out. One goal game going into the third, and the Flames were kind of turning it on there late in the second and kind of working back in the game ever so slowly, making it 4-2, I think kind of really illustrated the Oilers' point that night, and Kane obviously adding one late. But the Desharnais goal for me to make it 4-2 was my big moment.
Yeah, that was a pretty big moment.
The big moment that didn't happen was Holloway in tight and not being able to score.
Oh, that would have been huge.
For all the talk we've been, about him and that moment, that game, that instant, I think it was that would have been.
Was that before or after the Desharnais goal?
It was before.
It was before,
because it was still kind of in the.
Yeah, it was
that would have sealed it away itself.
Right?
Yeah. But
because Cass comes over to sit with us in the third period, and we sat down right before the third period started. He goes, "You know what?" He goes, "They played a really good game, but this thing could still go either way."
Yeah.
Like one bounce the other way, and all of a sudden Calgary's tied the thing at 3.
And then the guy starts the wave.
Yeah, and then guys trying to get going.
And you mentioned lots of Flames fans there. Like, it was a home game, but it was kind of one of those
weird
sight games.
Much more of an Oilers presence there, but there were a lot of Calgary Flames fans in attendance. Maddie, did you grab Woodcroft? Okay, we'll get to it in a sec.
And I think that was where those two Flames defenders, like, it just looked so funny. They collide, and then all the way gets out.
It kind of worked out really well.
Boom, bam, and...
Well, okay, so Cass is sitting next to me after that, and he goes, right away, he goes, oh, he could have used that one, right? Imagine that moment, that goal for Holloway. That would have been absolutely...
Pro-Am's doing the Prince.
That would have
like
been massive.
Yeah,
that
you know
one. He's signing that photo for years if he's able to put that one in. Let's see, my big moment. And there's a couple of things. Now, I know Calgary did have a power play goal in the first period, but, you know, back-to-back 5-on-3s could have been a lot more damage done along the way there if the Flames were able to take advantage of it. What they end up with 6 power plays in this hockey game, I think. Yeah, they went 2 for 6 on the power play. I think I saw somebody talking last night post game that Calgary Flames don't have an even strength goal in their last 3 games. So that's a little bit concerning.
They're not a good team right now.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
We were talking about.
We
thought we had it bad up here, right? Like
turns out the Flames are even worse, and we know that now because they beat them in a head-to-head. You know what? I'll go first period, first goal, break the ice, kind of get everybody sort of settling in, and who does it? Kulak on a rebound slides one past Markstrom, and just over 4 minutes in, the Edmonton Oilers have a lead in the Heritage Classic, and it's been a tough year, but they're up 1-0. So I'll go with the first goal of the game being the EST big moment that happened. Let's get to a little morning wood for you. Jay Woodcroft after the game last night.
Just want to ask you about, you guys want to play a full 60 minutes. That third period might have been your best period collectively. Just what was it about that period that you liked and you were able to kind of
thought we played a mature third period. I really liked our first period as well. Got into some penalty trouble, but you know, the way we came out and asserted the way we wanted to play, it looked like us tonight. As I said, it looked like us, and it's a credit to our players.
Left side, bro.
Jay, after the last game, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Zach Hyman were both pretty defiant that Sunday was going to be the team's best game. Did you sense that? How close do you feel like it was to your best kind of effort?
Yeah, you know what? I think we had a lot of proud people in our organization, amongst our players group, on the coaching staff and in management. And no one's been happy with the way we started this season, collectively. And you know, I just think we got back to play in a certain way. We got good contributions. Thought we played fast, we played hard, and we're going to look to build on it as we go forward. You know, it's a big night for our city, big night for our organization. They did a heck of a job putting on a magnificent spectacle. But I started before the game by saying the most important thing is that we walk out of here with 2 points. I would add that I'm very pleased that we walked out of here with 2 points, but we looked like us tonight.
Do you think the pomp and circumstance around the event was exactly what you guys needed?
Well, maybe a change of venue. I don't know what it was that led to us more resembling ourselves. But one of the things that I do know is that this team has won 100 games in the last 2 seasons. This team has played in 5 playoff series over the last 2 seasons. We've done a lot of really good things. But for me, that's the way we need to play. And we have to bring it every single day. That resembled who we were, who we are, and how we're going to carve a path going forward. So I think good night for our fellas. Well-deserved victory for our group.
Hey, Jay, you outscored Calgary 4-zip, 5-on-5.
Yep.
What did you like about your play defensively specifically?
Yeah, we didn't give up much. I thought the penalties kept them alive in the game. Now, saying that, they scored 2 power play goals with 1 second left on the clock. I think that's the 3rd time this year that's happened to us. So, I mean, that's just the way it goes. But 5-on-5 defensively, I thought we had the puck a lot. I thought we made good decisions with the puck. And when we didn't have it, we worked very hard to get back to our own end with numbers. We knocked a lot of pucks down and went the other way, and I thought it was a good night for us. Looked like us.
Evander Kane had a big hit to start the third period, then had a goal and an assist as well in the third. What did you think about his play overall, and particularly in that third period?
Quintessential Evander Kane game. You look at his finished checks. You look at his shots on net. He ended up in the box, but he was a big factor in our team winning. I thought the thing that stood out for me was that he skated very well tonight. Skated excellent, and we're going to need him to continue to do that.
In the back.
All right, there you go. That was Jay Woodcroft. Part of what Jay Woodcroft had to say after last night's game. Quintessential. That's a word that doesn't get used enough, eh? This is the quintessential Evander Kane game, and he was right. I mean, I thought Evander Kane was the best player on the ice last night. That Nuge, Kane, Hyman line, I don't think we've seen much ever of Nuge, Kane, Hyman. Usually when Draisaitl and McDavid are together, it would be one of Kane or Hyman up there with them. Fogle, I think, it was the quintessential option to throw up there, if you're looking at the rest of the guys right now.
He's a bull. Leon called him a bull.
Did he call him
He's
a bull?
Yeah, bull strength.
So, yeah, maybe Nuge, Hyman, and Kane can be, Nuge, Hyman, and Kane is a first line on half the teams in the league. So, if they can play the way that they did last night, maybe with, the outdoor boost and the pump up of the Heritage Classic, and maybe when they get back inside their own barn, there's a little bit of a letdown. But I thought that line was excellent.
I think you just mic Kane up every game, and he'll bring.
Just let him bring that heat a little bit.
Wear him a mic. Give him a mic.
Yeah.
A lapel mic every single game, and then it doesn't even need to be on. Just tell him, hey, Kane, you're mic'd up tonight. Give him the mic, and then he'll go out and produce what he did last.
Super stat of the night. What are you going to go with, buddy?
Super stat of the night. I'll go to 923. 923. 923. 923. Because we've been talking about save percentages, I think, a lot, and whether you lay it all on the goaltenders, none of it on the goaltenders, maybe just some of the goaltenders up until this point, that save percentage hasn't been good. And I think yesterday, as mentioned, Calgary was kind of turning it on, through the second, getting that shot count up. But 923 for Skinner, I think, in the win, an important win. I'm gonna hover over that number for a bit.
I think maybe the best thing coming out of last night's game, you get the win, that Heritage Classic, I get it. There were not near as many, not even in the same ballpark as many grade A scoring chances on Stuart Skinner. Tell me how many great looks the Calgary Flames had in that game last night compared to some of the games that we watched so far this season, where it's basically a bloody shooting gallery from high, dangerous scoring chances. I thought the Oilers did a really good job with that last night. So that's obviously important.
If only they could play the Flames outside every game, right?
Leave that ice at Commonwealth, and they stay playing there until they lose. But, yeah, Skinner's 923 certainly jumped off the page. And then, Evander Kane last night, goal, a couple of assists, 4 PIMs, 6 hits, 6
he's
shots.
my 4th star.
Is that where we're going? That's the 4 star?
That's where I'm going.
I was a little surprised he wasn't.
It's a little obvious, yeah.
How was he not one of the 3 stars?
Oh, yeah.
Leon Draisaitl had a couple of assists. Kane, whoever did the stars last night, sorry, maybe I'm heel dusty here. That's a horrible decision. How's Draisaitl a star in last night's game ahead of Evander Kane? Who the hell's making the call on that? That's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, you put Mackenzie Weegar up there in a 5-2 loss? I get maybe you want to make an argument, but that guy, I don't know. Have Kane in there. The Oilers won 5-2 on home ice. She had 3 stars. Yeah. So Kane's my 4th star. Hyman, Draisaitl, Weegar.
Let's see here. 38th star of the game last night. I will go with, kind of torn here between a couple. Here we go. It's got to be Dubé. Dubé last night was -3 with zeros across the board in 18 minutes. 0 hits, 0 shots, 0 PIMs, 0 points, 0 assists, 0 goals, and a -3. Tough look last night for Dylan Dubé. And now the steady Eddie of the evening. I think I know who the steady Eddie is.
You do, eh?
Yeah. Do you?
We haven't mentioned his name once, I don't think, for thinking of the same guy.
Okay, but I'm also not thinking of maybe that guy.
You're not thinking of that guy.
No, I think
you're thinking of the other guy.
I'm thinking of the other guy.
I don't know what guy you're thinking.
I think I know who you think I'm thinking, but I don't think I'm thinking of who you know.
Do you think you know who I'm thinking of?
I do. I think I know who you're thinking of. How about this? You say what you think I'm thinking.
Kind of scared now.
And I'll say what I think you're thinking I'm thinking on the count of 3.
And I say
This
What
is
I
the
think you're
steady
thinking?
Eddie of the evening for EM Utility Locating, damage prevention, planning, design, education, and training. They've got you covered at EM Utility Locating on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Connor
Cody
McDavid.
Ceci. Oh,
Was I supposed to guess what you were thinking?
you were going to guess what I was thinking, and I was going to guess what you thought I was thinking.
I just said what I was thinking.
So did I, actually. Now that I think, did I say Cody Ceci?
Yeah, and I said Connor McDavid.
Yeah, I think Cody
Yeah,
Ceci's
okay.
the steady Eddie
Fair enough.
of the evening. Led the blue line in ice time last night. +2. Important Cody Ceci game. The steady Eddie evening was invented for good Cody Ceci games. And I think we basically got a good Cody Ceci game. So Cody Ceci will be your steady Eddie of the evening. With that being said, let's have a conversation on Connor McDavid because, I mean,
I think
the
it's
only
good we're
thing
not
that
talking about
mattered-
him, though.
Yeah, the
Like-
only thing that mattered last night was that Connor McDavid got through the game healthy.
Yeah.
Right? That's all you need.
Yeah.
Now get a little bit of rest time here before they have to play again. So
Got out there, skated really fast, parents in attendance, all those boxes checked. The NHL gets him on the ice, get a little bit of him on film, right, wearing those silks, and he comes away with an assist on the evening and getting back into game shape. So, yeah, a clean bill of health as far as we understand, and that's the win on the evening. You see him, plus he comes out of there with a point and better off. So
Lance is and says, Cece's actually been pretty good this year, honestly. Belineski says, LOL, Cody Ceci, steady Eddie of the game, man. Steady Eddie of the game for EM Utility Locating, the presenting sponsor of the morning after show. Somebody just come in?
no, I think that was the
What's that noise? I
The
thought I
heater?
heard a noise.
The
Was it
furnace?
I
I
think
think
the
it was-
furnace
yeah.
kicking in. I can't believe that Evander Kane wasn't a star in this game. How does he not get one of the 3 stars? He could have made a case that he should have got first star last night. God love Hyman, but I think Evander Kane was the best player on the ice last night. Who's in charge of these stars? Let's have a sit down here. We do have our good, bad, and ugly from the weekend coming up. But let's transition a little bit. You can keep your text messages coming in, 780-218-9999. Actually, got a couple conch requests, so let's dive into a few of those. Then we'll take a quick rip around the National Football League. Then we'll get to your good, bad, and ugly from the weekend. 6 o'clock hour, jam-packed. Tell your friends, the Nielsen Show. I met somebody yesterday, security guard, just guided me over to the media entrance. He goes, Dusty, I missed the show. I said, dude, we've been back for 6-7 weeks now, almost 2 months. I said, you just have to go literally online, edmontonsportstalk.com. You can listen to it on TuneIn, download the TuneIn app. And we just have to, so basically, I know for many of you, you're like, how could somebody not know? But a lot of people don't know. So if you have friends, make sure you tell them the Nielsen Show is back on Edmonton Sports Talk, delivering 7 straight hours of content every single day, live, online, 24/7. So make sure you tell them. That one I was just like, dude, we are
You
back.
grabbed his phone.
Yeah.
You put everything
Well,
you
I
need
was
on it.
busy trying to get in, so I didn't, but I totally should have. Let's get to a couple of conch requests here. Was at the Heritage Classic. Oilers fans from Calgary was there 20 years ago on the highway home this morning. Rebecca in Calgary's mom. Rebecca says, conch us. No problem. So Rebecca's driving. She's telling her mom to text into the show. What's up, Rebecca's mom? Thanks for texting in, and safe travels back down to Cowtown.
It's a beautiful thing.
this
Hey,
morning.
traveling this morning in a car, listening to us, clear
Yeah,
as can be.
it's great.
That's
This on the TuneIn app basically pops right up on your dashboard now.
man. If security guy
Static-free.
could hear this, eh?
Yeah, I know.
If he could see us now,
So it's just a matter of telling people because they're like, oh, Dusty, I'm still devastated. I'm like, well, then open your eyes, open your ears, and join in the static-free fun. Let's see here. Let's get into a couple more text messages that have rolled in. Morning, boys. What an amazing Sunday. Started the day off by playing my last round of golf for the year. Wow, where did you golf yesterday? Followed by an amazing game by the Oilers and ended it with watching Tommy and Cass on my big screen. Let's give a big conch to Sunday. Here's hoping everyone else's was just as amazing. That sounds like a real nice little Sunday there, doesn't it? I think that sounds real nice. All right, let's dive into the NFL picture from yesterday. We'll quickly rip around the league. There are some interesting results yesterday, no doubt about it. We're clearly not going to dive into every game. The Dallas Cowboys offense, how about CeeDee Lamb yesterday? If you got CeeDee Lamb in 4 different fantasy leagues this year, put your hand up. That's me. My hand is up. It was a huge day for my boy CeeDee Lamb. 12 catches, 158 yards, 2 tutties. And how about Dak Prescott? Over 300 yards and 4
Dak is
touchdowns
back.
himself.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, 43-20. The Cowboys roll over the Rams. Minnesota Vikings, 24-10. Kirk Cousins left this game with an Achilles injury. And unless he reaches out to Aaron Rodgers, I'm pretty sure he's done for the year. That's a tough pill to
I think
swallow.
we all
kind
of
of
wince when Kirk Cousins goes down like that.
Yeah,
It's a collective wince.
That's a tough one. Titans get by the Falcons 28-23. Will Levis
Remember
gets
that
the
name.
start. 238 yards and 4 touchdown passes. 3 of them to DeAndre Hopkins for 128 yards and 4 catches, but 3 touchdowns there as well. The Saints get by the Colts in Indy, 38-27. The Miami Dolphins, nice day for Waddle, too. 7 catches, 121 yards, and a touchdown. Dolphins get by the Patriots, beat them by 14, 31-17. The Jets beat the Giants in overtime. Just what you needed. More Giants-Jets football as they get to overtime tied at 10.
That's somebody's hell, hey?
And then
somebody's
the Jets
personal
win it.
hell.
Yeah, that's all of the city of New York's personal hell. Even the city of New York doesn't want more Jets-Giants. But they got it yesterday. Jacksonville Jaguars improved to 6-2. How about this? 4-0 on the road as well. 10 catches in that game for Evan Ingram. The Eagles trailed for a good chunk of their game against the Commanders, did put up 21 points in the fourth quarter. In the loss, Sam Howell, almost 400 yards, 4 touchdowns in the loss to the Eagles. Panthers get by the Texans, 15-13.
First win.
I guess
win.
it is
Bryce
their
Young,
first win.
they were
Yeah.
celebrating. I think
Yeah.
there was a champagne in the locker
Sucked
room.
for the Texans. That's not a good look.
Yeah, I know.
Seahawks got by the Browns 24-20. Going to have an interesting lock shop today with Huss as the Kansas City Chiefs, without Taylor Swift in attendance, I believe. The Denver Broncos. Beat the Chiefs 24-9.
They were playing T-Swift post-game around
They were. That was funny.
That's
Patrick Mahomes, 241 yards, 2 interceptions. That was basically equivalent. I use this reference all the time of Donnie not rolling a strike in Big Lebowski. After the game, Patrick Mahomes and his friends got attacked by nihilists in the parking lot.
Yeah, led by Russell Wilson, 114 yards, 3 touchdowns. What a day.
114 yards.
114 yards.
Baltimore Ravens 31-24 on the road in Arizona. The Bengals beat the Niners. The Niners have lost 3 in a row. Start the year 5-0. Now sit at 5-3. Brock Purdy, 365, a touchdown, and 2 INTs. And then the Chargers beat the Bears because, of course, the Chargers beat the Bears. Justin Herbert, 298 yards, 3 touchdowns there. Eckler had 7 catches, 94 yards.
That was a Sunday nighter you can keep.
Yeah, I don't know how the Bears don't get flexed out of the Sunday Nighter. That makes 0 sense to me. Lions and Raiders tonight in the Monday Nighter. Where are you going to be, buddy?
Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Centric Casino Fort Road, where every day is game day. Loaded burger special on tonight. Trevor Savage the Plumber, big win yesterday at the Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, as we do Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. I'm there Monday and Thursday. But your next chance to qualify into a draw for a trip for 2 to L.A., as well, we'll have the free square board going tonight. Shirts, caps, that sort of thing up for grabs. This should be an interesting one. I like this matchup. This should be, I like this Monday night Lions-Raiders affair here. Raiders fans obviously traveling. Are you guys still doing that blue balaclava thing in Detroit where they all put the blue balaclavas on their Vegas fans? Well, it's prime time, baby. You get up for prime time. Lions-Raiders tonight, Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. Be there. We'll have the Caliente Greyhounds back, the Ponies. It's all going on tonight. Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Centric Casino Fort Road. I'll buy you a beer.
JCD780 says, I hope they auction off those hard hats and coveralls. What a good look for the boys. Look, the Oilers could literally auction off a Kleenex that Draisaitl blows his nose with and get like $1,200 for it. So I would assume they probably sign those overalls and auction them off for charity.
Or they would give them back to Bombers fans for the Banjo Bowl next year. Hey, is that?
Maybe that works out as well. All right, let's get into our good, bad, and ugly from the weekend. Lieutenant Eric, what's your good from the weekend, my man?
I'm going to go to Calgary losing, but in a different sport.
Holy smokes, this was wild. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
It's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my
Do
entire
you
life.
know what I'm talking about? Tristan Borges won the Canadian Premier League for Hamilton Forge. It was extra time, added time, championship, Cavalry and Forge from Hamilton. And and he scores.
Oh, this is not what I was thinking.
No. I knew you were
the other.
thinking
I thought you were talking about the
Manny,
other.
do you know what I'm thinking of? You saw this, right? So Hamilton win the Canadian Premier League. It's 1-1 at home against Calgary, and this guy scores a goal. It's a corner kick. Usually a corner kick. I mean, you're talking about the angles. You're right
into the box.
He got it into the goal. So I mean, it was scenes down there. You do that at home in extra time to win the championship against Calgary losing. Is Betty trying to? I mean, this is incredible stuff. You can't pull this off in a regular game, but a championship game at home.
We'll see if maybe Maddie can grab it. Like, to me, I haven't seen it yet. I want to see. Like, did he pick a corner? Or was it something that should have been stopped, I guess, is what
it should have been. It should have been dealt with by somebody, but usually the corner's whipped into the box and somebody heads it or meets it. He whipped it in so much with a much curve that it goes right in, and it can happen. But in a championship game, extra time at home, no words. It was really, and again, beating a Calgary team, I think we can take a little bit of a,
We're going to talk about another Calgary team losing a little bit later on here in the good, bad, and ugly.
I like this.
And then Darren Dreger is going to join us as well. Let's try to take a look at this, Maddie. Let's see. I want to take a peek at this.
It's just amazing. Anyways, look it up. It's great.
Yada yada yada. He scored on a corner kick, and that was good.
Himself to
All right,
win the championship.
All right, here we go.
Just no audio.
Just no audio.
I mean,
I just don't know how that gets in from there. Should this not be a bad or ugly for allowing this goal? Like, does this give us a better view? Oh, wow.
I mean, that's incredible.
That is pretty ridiculous.
And right in front of the supporters section. You couldn't have scripted it any better.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was nice.
Have to shine a little light on that. Here we go.
There, this is good. Let's see this. Yeah. Oh, man, that is rather ridiculous. Yeah, in extra time. Like, the stage is set.
Game.
The stage is set.
3 goals in extra time. All unbelievable goals, too. I don't know if you saw the highlights of the other 2.
No.
Still,
just the winner.
Just the highlights of that extra time seem like, I don't think the rest of the match was solid. I don't think through 90 it was great.
It was a fear of making a mistake.
But then Calgary got 1 in extra, completely opened up the rest of the match.
Well,
and I'm just very thankful, like, Calgary lost.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm taking away from this
I
whole
don't
exercise.
care about this league. As soon as FC Edmonton left, I don't care about this league. Except for the fact that I want Calgary to never win the ultimate title.
Exactly.
They won the regular season award, but the only thing I will pay attention, no offense to Ty Jordan, my friend down in Calgary, who's now all in on Cavalry, which I do love for him. I'd never want to see Calgary win. So
must have been devastated then after this one.
Yeah, and sorry for everyone for that.
Yeah, you can.
Trying to figure out how to do this.
You can put it back to the regular 2-shot now.
Yeah, I guess that's
cool, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good. My good is... we have not talked about, like, the game itself it was a good hockey game for the Oilers. I ended up really loving their uniforms when it was all said and done.
You never know until it's in play.
Yeah, you don't know.
Mock-ups and everything, it's whatever. But
you can see them. You can see the jerseys, and you're like, oh, yeah, that kind of looks nice. When you put it together with the pants and the gloves, and I'm a brown glove guy myself. Got them from the World's Longest Hockey game the last time I played there. I love that color of glove. I thought it looked amazing. I absolutely thought that the way that they looked on the ice yesterday, I don't care. They could have played like garbage. I still would have said, maybe my mind would have changed if they actually played like garbage in the uniforms. Maybe it would have been a little bit of a different look. But I thought in the end, the look for the Oilers in the Heritage Classic was good. So that'll be my good from the weekend. Bad from the weekend. What's your bad from the weekend?
Bad NFL quarterbacks, I guess, a handful of them not being able to finish yesterday. And we are in, week 8 now, going into week 9, I guess it is. We talked about Kirk Cousins. We all know about Aaron Rodgers, Stafford, Tyrod Taylor, Kenny Pickett, Desmond Ridder couldn't finish yesterday. Deshaun Watson, Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson, Justin Fields, Ryan Tannehill. Quarterbacks who did not play this past weekend. That's a big list midway through. And I know not all of them are on high head hits or anything like that. It's not necessarily violence that's causing all this in the terms of Achilles injuries and stuff. But, I mean, watching last night, too, and I know Justin Herbert was featured for the Chargers, but the Bears and the one guy who had his big game last week that we're probably never going to talk about again. It's just, Now, Levy's had that was
Will
a good
Levis,
showing.
yeah.
I mean, 4 touchdowns, but I mean, you're not kind of banking on that to be a constant.
But it's an opportunity for somebody to step up. We saw it in the Canadian.
This is what I
Football
talk
League
about in the
this year.
Canadian Football League,
Right?
yes, but nobody likes to talk about it that way, right?
No.
So this is an opportunity, I guess. But in the NFL, when you're having all these guys go down, and then you're bringing guys from Div 2, it's not a good look for the best league in the world.
My bad. Well, one, just to quickly tie into yours, this is an all-time bad fantasy beat right here. Holy smokes. So in a Superflex league, I had Jalen Hurts and Aaron Rodgers as my 2 quarterbacks and no other quarterbacks on the roster. I lose Aaron Rodgers. I go through the next 7 weeks, next 6 weeks, I guess, with just one quarterback. I was trying to trade for a quarterback every single week. Couldn't get one. 7-0 with this fantasy team. So I was just like, man, I got a really good team this year. I gotta find myself a quarterback. Saturday night, an offer comes in and I accept it. You know who the quarterback was I traded for? Kirk Cousins. And he's having a great year to fill my second quarterback spot. The very first game I get with him on my roster, he tears his Achilles as well. So now I got the Achilles boys on my IR, Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins. I could not believe it. I just like all season long, I've been out of a quarterback due to an Achilles injury. I trade for one, and the very next day, he tears his Achilles as well. That's a major buzzkill.
I guess between the two,
I
though,
paid a pretty price.
2 good Achilles.
Yeah,
If
if they could somehow merge their Achilles together, that would be outstanding. You're ugly from the weekend. What are you going with for your ugly?
Ugly, we're going to have to go to the Nottingham hockey incident and Adam Johnson.
Yeah, we're going to
just
discuss
to pause
this a little
for it.
bit
I mean,
with
that
Drags, yeah.
I don't know if I need to say much more. I mean, if you've seen it out there, I know that he had some time at the Pittsburgh Penguins. Adam Johnson, a deathly injury over the weekend. Nottingham hockey. I mean, it's making its way around social media and everything else, and TSN, Sportsnet, and all that. But I mean, it's just a gruesome, grisly. Yeah, taken to the hospital, skate cut to the.
I haven't seen what happened on the ice. I don't want to see what happened on the ice.
It's a very far away, grainy video. Nothing's too in depth and detailed, but
a collision, wasn't it? A collision.
It was a collision. It was really weird. The guy flips over and the skate goes up in the air. I mean, you can't. It's not something you see all the time in hockey, but just a very unfortunate, ugly incident. And
well, I do want to talk about it with Drags on where the NHL is at for safety. I know it's described as a freak accident. But how many guys have had a close? Look at Evander Kane last year. I mean, the super scary incident. Whereas if you had like a Kevlar sort of wrist guard, you wouldn't have to worry about that. And maybe there's some sort of, I understand freak accident, but it's also a sport where freak accidents like this can happen. I think there was a young kid who died due to a skate injury in the last year playing minor hockey. We'll get into that. That's a really bad one, and we'll discuss that with Darren Dreger when he pops on here around 7 o'clock this morning. My ugly from the weekend, obviously nothing compared to Adam Johnson's death on the ice, but did you see this University of Calgary, University of Manitoba finish in U Sports? If you haven't seen this yet, you got to check this out. Calgary needed to win by 13 points or more to keep Manitoba out of the final playoff spot. Basically, the final play of the game, Calgary runs the ball, fumbles, Manitoba picks it up and takes it home, then goes for 2 and gets the 8 points they needed to secure the final playoff spot. All Calgary had to do was take a knee. Now, it sounds weird that you're going to take a knee in a game in which you're up by 20, but when you're really only technically into the playoffs by 1 score, I mean, there's probably better ways you could have handled this, but it's an all-time finish. I mean, Manitoba was done. They were out. They were done. And you watched it there with us. It was, I couldn't believe that they blew that, man. That's one of the most remarkable finishes ever.
Got the 2 point just waving.
Yeah.
As
he runs off, he's waving the away to the. That was bad. Really bad. Really ugly.
Some would say ugly.
For the University of Dinos, man, the University of Calgary Dinos, that's as ugly as they come. You miss out on the playoffs. I feel horrible for the kid who fumbled the ball.
So Flames losing. You have Cavalry losing the national championship. And the Dinos getting bounced from the
tough week for Calgary. That's a shame. All right, on the way in hour number 2, we're going to have your Cool Bet Hotline of the day. Darren Dreger is going to pop by as well. Are the Edmonton Oilers back, baby? We'll get into that. Mike Tenir from the Messenger is going to pop by, and, of course, more of your reaction to the Heritage Classic. If you're at the Heritage Classic, hit us up, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. I thought it was a really good event. I would be curious how people would want to make it better. I mean, how could you make an event like that better? I thought they did it very well, but I know some of you are very creative, so hit us up there. Let's get to a sports rewind with Lieutenant Eric. We'll look back at yesterday in the world of sports. Your sports rewind happening right now here on the Nielsen Show, live and static-free on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
3-point night for Zach Hyman. Vincent Desharnais with his first career NHL goal as the Oilers record a big Heritage Classic win over the Flames, 5-2 from Commonwealth yesterday. Evan Bouchard with his third of the season, and Brett Kulak scored his first of the season as well. The win snaps a 4-game slide for the Oilers. Elsewhere, the Sabres shut out the Avs 4-0. Devils edge the Wild 4-3, and the Caps would rally past San Jose 3-1. 9 games around the NHL tonight. The Oilers are idle until Thursday when they host Dallas. Chargers defeating the Bears 30-13 last night. Week 8 wraps up this evening. You could join me tonight at the Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge when the Lions host the Raiders on the Monday Nighter. It'll be your next chance to qualify into a trip for two to LA to catch the Rams and Browns. The Central Casino Sports Bar and Lounge at Central Casino Fort Road, where every day is game day. The Sacramento Kings spoiling the 20th anniversary of LeBron James' NBA debut with a 132-127 overtime win against the Lakers. Raptors are back on the court tonight. They host Portland in one of 11 games around the NBA. Game 3 of the World Series tonight from Chase Field in Phoenix, with the Rangers and Diamondbacks tied at a game apiece. First pitch, 6:03. Sports Rewind, brought to you by Universal Rewind. LTIR for your electric motors doesn't exist. Contact Universal Rewind to have them properly maintain your motors. Choose experience, expertise, and quality. Choose Universal Rewind.
The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
.702 on the Nielsen Show. Darren Dreger expected to pop by here. We'll get his thoughts on the Heritage Classic. The Edmonton Oilers, it's tough not to get excited after seeing them play the way that they did last night, limiting scoring chances against. Now, after they beat Nashville, I think everybody also thought, oh, baby, the Oilers are back. Then they went in and basically laid an egg against the Philadelphia Flyers. So we'll see what happens for the Oilers after this one, but they do pick up their second win of the year. You can text us anytime in the Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999, and your chance to actually win the A&W text of the day. Get yourself a gift certificate to A&W. And we're going to dive into the game. Rishaug is going to join us a little bit later on today as well. Darren Dreger, as always, brought to you by our great partners over at Pro-Am Sports. Pro-Am has you covered for Heritage Classic souvenirs, including pucks, pins, prints, and jersey patches. Visit them in Edmonton on St. Albert Trail, just north of the Yellowhead, or online at proamsports.ca. A lot of those jerseys yesterday looking pretty good. The Heritage. Overall, I said it earlier. What do they call it? The fits, like the fit check or whatever.
Fit check.
I thought the Edmonton Oilers looked absolutely outstanding yesterday, and I liked the way that they rolled into the game as well. I thought it was the better of the two looks. I mean, it kind of looked like how they played. Like the Oilers came in, workmanlike effort. And Calgary looked like they wanted to put on a cowboy hat and have a piece of straw in their mouth and sort of sit back and watch things.
Yeah. Lunch pail hockey as opposed to overall shirtless hockey.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, there was one guy who texted in today who's just like, man, my respect for the Oilers. Where is he? Yeah, here we are. CR texted in earlier this morning. Morning, guys. Great game to be at yesterday. Huge props to the team and the NHL for an awesome event. They've earned a lot of respect from me for the many nods to the oil and gas industry. Love the look showing up to the rink. Looks just like a bunch of pipeliners ready to work. P.S. I got to high-five George LaRock, which was awesome as well. So big day for CR yesterday at the Heritage Classic. And let's bring in Darren Dreger for Pro and Sports this morning. Dregs, happy Monday, buddy. How you doing, man? Do we have Dregs there, Manny? We lost him again. We've lost Dregs twice now. What's going on with Darren Dreger this morning? We're trying to connect to Darren Dreger. It was a pretty good look, though. I thought when they rolled in, there's that one shot of Leon and Connor sort of a little smile. Looks like Connor might have just told a joke, and they're both sort of smiling and laughing, and they're wearing that overall coverall look. It looked
on
pretty
their
good.
face.
Yeah. They should have
dirtied
smeared
themselves
a little.
up. Yeah.
They took a team photo, and Nuge is holding a Yeti mug, and somebody's like, "I love Nuge with the Yeti mug." It was.
They would have walked out
it
of
was
a
excellent.
work trailer, hey, like a workplace kind of trailer, like one of those, like just drop that there.
Yeah.
Site trailer.
This
and
comes back to the job site draft. Right? Weren't we talking about doing one of those? By the way, Maddie, are we going to do that order today? I guess we probably have to do our draft order today. We'll figure that out at some point here as we work our way
wheel
through the show today. Actually, I've ordered a wheel.
Of Destiny.
I've ordered a desktop size wheel for our drafts moving forward. It'll be able to sit right here on draft, like when we're doing our draft order. And yeah, it's just meant for desktops, which is kind of neat. So, all right, let's try to connect with Darren Dreger again. There he is. Dregs, how you doing this morning, man?
I don't know what's going on here. Normally it's Ferraro or Rishaug who, are all over the place. And Ryan, as you guys know, he fancies himself as this technical whiz, right? Like if there's any sort of, any sort of equipment issues, he's the guru. But I could see you, I could hear you, and I didn't know what else to do. So each time you brought me up, I'm like, I can't hear these guys. So I just I did the old video hang up. So my apologies.
That's good. No, the reset. That sounds like Rishaug advice, to be honest with you. We're going to bring it up with Rishaug. He's with us today around 8:30. I love that his advice is basically just restart it, Dregs. That's not too much advice, but it's good. Hey, we were talking, a couple of us were at the game. Eric watched it on TV last night. I thought overall the presentation probably went really well. The NHL has to be really happy with that Heritage Classic, don't they?
I would think so, and in fact, it's part of a pretty successful week for the National Hockey League. You go back to Tuesday's Frozen Frenzy on ESPN. I liked it. Being able to just roll from one game to the next, to the next, to the next. Like all of a sudden, 6 hours of hockey goes by, and you're like, I haven't moved from the couch. What am I doing here? So there was a lot to be happy about if you put that week into a lump sum. And then it takes us to Sunday in Edmonton. And, the weather was terrific, as you guys experienced from afar. The criticism I have, not of the Heritage Classic, generally about the outdoor game, is they have fine-tuned the ice and everything about it to a point where it's just like you're watching another game, unless you're actually at Commonwealth Stadium and you're enjoying the atmosphere and the environment and all the entertainment that goes along with it. But I thought that by and large, I watched it from start to finish. It didn't look like there were any issues with the hockey. It looked like everybody was having a good time in the building, and that's all that matters.
We'll dive into the game itself in a second, but I said today we were doing our good, bad, and ugly from the weekend. I really love the way that the brown pants and gloves came together with that jersey. Like I thought, and I think they're going to wear it 2 more times this year. I thought it was a pretty good look.
I'm with you, man. And I know when it was initially announced, there were some on social media. That's what social media is. But they came out swinging. This is an atrocity. Look at this. It looks terrible. I don't know. I never get too wrapped up in any of that. You would know this, Dusty, as a play-by-play guy. And back in the day, I called my share of major, junior, and NHL games. Nothing worse than numbers you can't see, right? So I still look at that from afar when I see the third jerseys and all of that come out across the National Hockey League. I'm like, ooh, geez, good luck with those. But no, I liked it. Everything popped. They looked crisp against the ice. I thought it was overall a good look.
I'm glad you brought that up because I did a game on Friday down in Calgary. And Calgary can roll out the reds with the white numbers. I love it. Anytime Calgary wears their black jerseys with the red numbers, you would think red on black, but it just doesn't work. It drives me bloody nuts. I get to the booth and I look down, I saw their kicker warm, and I was like, damn it, they wore the blacks again. So, that was
at least they could put like a white outline around the number or something.
Something
right?
to make it stand out just a little bit. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. As for the game itself, when you look at it, their only other win came against Nashville, and that was a game where they actually gave up quite a bit, and Jack Campbell ended up being arguably the best player in that game. I thought last night was the Oilers' best effort defensively of the season, and I don't know, if you look at it and go, oh, is it a one-off, special circumstances, it's outdoors, all that stuff, but either way, they played their best defensive game of the season last night, didn't they?
That's the way it looked. Now, the reason that we paused, though, is because Calgary is, I mean, funk isn't even the right word to describe what the Flames are in right now. We'd be talking about the same thing if the Oilers didn't put a better effort on the ice as they did last night. So let's give credit where credit is due. But, I mean, it's a small sample size. So let's see what they do in their next 3 to 5 games, right? And that'll give us a better feel as to whether or not they've figured it out. But one thing that was undeniable is you saw some speed in their game again, and not just from the usual suspects, but collectively. There was a little bit more pop in the attack. There seemed to be more chemistry from the red line kind of into the offensive zone, things like that. But most importantly, to your point, Dusty, is that they didn't look like a scrambled mess in their own zone. They look like they've more or less figured it out. But I need more of a sample size. I do, because this Calgary team, man, they don't know which way is forward, backward, sideways. They are completely out of sorts right now. So if Edmonton can string a couple of games, 3 games, 4 games together, then that'll give us a better feel.
We'll get to the Flames. We'll take a deeper dive into Flames in just 1 second. The one line last night that sort of really clicked in. Usually when they put McDavid or Draisaitl together, you will see a Kane on that line or a Hyman on that line. They had Fogle there, which allowed them to put Nuge and Hopkins between Hyman and Kane last night. I thought it was the best line on the ice. Kane probably, I thought, was the best player on the ice last night.
I agree.
Boy, if that line can generate like they did last night, Dregs, all of a sudden you've got this comfort of just leaving McDavid and Draisaitl together if you want.
Yeah, and that's fine. And maybe that's the answer for a series of games here, right? Until you get to a place where confidence levels are high, where you're comfortable with the game that you're playing in all aspects, and then you start to experiment and tinker a little bit and try and spread some of the weaponry that you have around so that you're deeper through 4 lines. But imagine playing against that line, Hyman, Kane, and Nuge. Right? I mean, I'm with you. I thought that Evander Kane was very noticeable right from puck drop. He had some swagger in his game. He was smart about it. He was battling for pucks in deep, things like that. Hyman, you get out of Zach Hyman basically, on a consistent basis. He's not the most gifted in terms of putting the puck in the net and all that, although we saw that last night. But again, he's a workhorse. He is a puck retriever, and he's a player that the best players in the sport love to play with. So now you've got 2 workhorses and Nuge, who's got some real solid hockey IQ and can distribute the puck. So that might be an interesting line to keep a closer watch on.
Darren, just your thoughts entering this weekend. We were discussing, of course, Connor McDavid's injury, availability for the game and whatnot. And do you dress him? Do you not? Do you rush him back? Do you not? Of course, we're not down there watching him skate every day. He went out, practiced skate, looked good, felt good, played the game. But maybe it's good we're not mentioning him too much in this team kind of, you mentioned Evander Kane's name showing up to play yesterday. What did you make of Connor McDavid, if anything, yesterday, going out, getting an assist? But, I think for all of us here in this market, not kind of getting that injury picked up or getting added on to it, kind of coming out of there with all we know, a clean bill of health.
Right. And he couldn't have been 100%, obviously not, right? And it looked like they were protecting him early on, especially on faceoffs and things like that, which is fine. Do we know the specifics of the injury? I think most of us have a handle, a decent idea. But the rest of his game was intact, and it looked like he got better as the game went on, right? So that would maybe be his comfort level, the coach's comfort level, and everybody around him. Let's just see how the game plays out. Going into the weekend, fellas, it seemed unlikely, if not highly unlikely, that McDavid was going to be available for last night's game. And that's not a news flash. That's just an assessment of where he was at the time. Now, late last week, going into the weekend, Connor was pushing hard. He was I feel pretty good. And he needed the medical clearance. I mean, what hockey player wouldn't try and get on a stage like that? But everyone collectively felt strong enough that after the skate that he was good to go. And I mean, he didn't look like he was nagging or holding back on anything.
He had
his
some
minutes
burst.
would, he did, and his minutes would prove that he's as close to being fine as he can be. But he's probably going to still need a little bit of time. I'm not suggesting he's going to miss games, but Connor McDavid at 70% is better than 90% of the league. Who's kidding who here? And I think he got stronger as the game went on, which is an indication he felt pretty good.
Yeah, and they don't play again until Thursday, so they got some time there.
Yeah.
You brought up Calgary a couple times, so let's dive into the Calgary Flames. Similar start to the one that Edmonton has had, but with the expectations Edmonton had coming into the year and what they've done over the last couple of years, you kind of give them benefit of the doubt and figure they're going to figure it out here at some point. I know chatting with a few people from Calgary over the weekend, not the same sort of mindset there with the Flames right now. So, but I mean, on paper, they've got some pretty good pieces in place, don't they? What's going on down there?
Well, nobody knows, and that includes those in the dressing room, unfortunately. And for Calgary to be successful, it's pretty obvious they need the individuals to lead the team. And we're talking about Jonathan Huberdeau. You're talking about Nazem Kadri, who scored a nice goal last night, by the way, kind of seemed to give them a little bit of pop early on. Markstrom, I think for the most part, has been pretty good. He's given them a level of goaltending that they should be able to build off of, and they just haven't been able to generate any sort of offense. And then you had Mackenzie Weegar the other night, who admittedly post-game described how they had the will forced out of them by the New York Rangers in the first period of the game, and they had the will knocked out of them that early. So I don't think this is, I keep reading about, they don't know what their identity is. Well, that's more than an identity crisis. That's individually, each guy kind of looking around at everybody else instead of focusing on one thing. Okay, individually, what's your game? How do you play that game successfully? And then go out and do that. And you hope that the sum of the parts turns into what Calgary should be, a better team than what they are. So when I look, guys, bigger picture at the Calgary Flames, and I know we're still real early into the regular season here, but one thing we're reminded of because of how tight the schedule is, when you lose these points this early in the season, trying to claw back and get them in the second half is really, really tough. And Craig Conroy has some difficult decisions to make. We know that he's engaged with Noah Hannafin, trying to extend that contract. What's going to become of Lindholm, who hasn't been very productive this year? You're talking about big decisions that management is going to have to make in, the not too distant future. So I don't know what their timeline is as to when they say, okay, we've seen enough. We're going to have to do something about this. But it has to be approaching, I would think, by the 15-20 game mark.
Well, and they're guys that they could get a significant return for, right? So that's the part that has to be somewhat intriguing to Calgary. All right, let's wrap with a story that we definitely don't want to talk about, but we have to, and that's former NHLer Adam Johnson in a game in England dying after a skate injury on the ice dregs. I mean, it's just horrible to see. There's no other way to describe it, man. That's just devastating.
Yeah. Well, look, you're a dad, and so as I'm reading this, I didn't bother watching it.
Yeah, me neither. I don't want to see it.
I don't need to see it.
Yeah.
But as a dad, and thankfully my son and my daughter don't play anymore. They're past that age. But it was one of the things that always lingered with me, right? It's such a fast game, injury. And in this case, it was catastrophic. But then I flip it over to the National Hockey League, and Rod Pasma works with the NHL, and he's a big part of their kind of safety committee, if you will.
Okay.
And he's a strong advocate for the risk protection and all of those things. And we talked about this when Evander Kane, lacerated his wrist last year. The problem with this one, though, fellas, is you can put a sleeve over your wrist, and it's probably not going to be. The neck is such a big area to cover. Like, do we expect every player, not just NHL players, every player to literally be wearing Kevlar from, their upper chest to their chin? It seems a little unrealistic to expect that. It would be nice for protection purposes. So unfortunately, you just have to chalk it up to a horrific accident. And, God bless Adam's family and, his friends, because It's just so sad that this happened the way it did.
Yeah, that's a tough one for sure. It's such a fast-paced game with blades all over the place. It's just tough to, that's a tough one to see for sure. Dregs, as always, man, really appreciate the time. Thanks a lot for popping by.
All right, fellas. Sorry about the snafus.
No, all good. We'll blame Rishaug when we chat with him later. Yeah. All right, there you go. It's Darren Dreger, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. You know, following up on the death of Adam Johnson overseas in the EIHL, like, I mean, could they develop a turtleneck almost that you could wear that would sort of? I mean, the answer's probably yes, but would they ever implement it in the NHL? That answer is probably no. But he is right. Like, as a parent, I did think, yes, you know, it's such a high-paced game. Even for little kids when they're flying around, one kid falls, slips, another kid's laying down and skate. It's scary. I mean, it is
on ice.
Yeah,
there's a lot of.
I know it's a lot of danger. It's a very dangerous game.
Tell your kid don't run with scissors. Well, this is you're skating fast with blades and knives on your feet. So yeah, you think of it that way, but you should have you should be able to develop something like that. But I agree with you too that it probably won't get implemented or hard rule.
I know. I mean, I'd be very interested to see what people think. What can you do to improve the safety of a game where you do have ridiculously sharp blades that can fly around at any time? And look, this will happen in the NHL at some point. I don't know if it'll be 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. It's probably going to happen. There's been some insanely close calls. You never forget. I mean, the Malarchuk thing's one thing, but Richard Zednik, like, I don't think many people will forget that anytime soon. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, there has to be a way to be safer, but I think it would be tough to convince hockey players to be a little bit.
Nobody wants to be told to be safe.
I'm sure some guys are like already like, okay, let's try to find something. For the wrist thing, you throw a Kevlar wrist, like some sort of wrist guard on. I don't know. You'd like to keep everybody safer. In the end, it's their choice if they want to play or not, and wear what they want, wear what they don't want. But that's a little bit of a tough one. Zedmo says, "What about a dangling guard like goalie staff? That would never happen. They would like a little. Nah, that could even won't happen. I mean, the best thing they've got, the only play here would be top part of an undershirt type of up around the neck guards,
hard ass turtleneck.
Yeah, you go talk to Thomas Buchanitz, who used to wear turtlenecks all the time. He'd be like, hey, you can throw this little Kevlar one here and try to make it work. But yeah, it's an extremely dangerous sport, and as JCD says, players know what they've signed up for. It's true. I mean, they're living the dream, and told somebody, it all comes down to what are you willing to sacrifice to follow your dreams, and if your dreams end up being relatively dangerous, then I guess that's something you have to deal with. It's just brutal story that you don't want to talk about. Guys, anything below pro should be mandatory net guards. When do the net guards come off? Like, I don't care if my son ends up playing anywhere. The net guard will be on, man. Like, it's just, I don't know why.
Well, he's your son. You get to make that. You know what I mean?
But I sit here and say that. But when I go out for rec league or I go out to Friday afternoon drop-in, I'm not throwing a net guard on. And now I do wear a cage now. But I'm not throwing a net guard on. And who's to say that the same thing can't happen at the Kinsman on a Friday afternoon, right? So, I don't know. There's got to be – Dan is in it, says, what about a Cousin Eddie-style turtleneck guard?
Well, you could have a little fun with it. Yeah, you could.
I don't know. If you have any legitimate ideas on this, we'd love to hear them. 780-218-9999. Also, shout out to the guy who texts in only quotes from head coach Mike Sullivan. Like, this is one of the best running
you're onto
bits.
The bit too, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at this guy's text history right now, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Mike Sullivan quotes, and that's it. That's all he's texted in, and they're not even like he's not texting. He's sending like screen caps of Mike Sullivan quotes.
But they usually apply to the conversation they're having, which is
like he texted this in today at 6:38. Head coach Mike Sullivan. I believe this team has the makings of being a very competitive hockey team, he said. Our core players have the ability to play at an elite level. So head coach Mike Sullivan guy, keep texting those in. I think it works very well. All right, so keep those messages coming in here, 780-218-9999. We'll get to more of your reaction on the Edmonton Oilers. Dregs made a pretty good point. I know you're going to sit here and go, and we're going to be guilty of it as well. We're going to sit here and go, the Oilers are back, baby. But the first thing Drake's brought up was that Calgary really sucks.
No, yeah.
Calgary is a pretty bad hockey team. Going into the game last night, the only team in the league that was worse than the Flames and the Oilers both was the San Jose Sharks. And, I mean, they're really bad, I think, by design. But Calgary's a really bad hockey team.
The hope would be Flames fans, too, that this was by design. It's not.
I think it's probably at the point with Flames fans where they're like, they're not even trying to fight it. You know how it is here in Edmonton for a long time when the team was absolutely brutal and you knew it and you just sort of sucked it up, owned it, and got angry about it. That might be where Calgary's at right now. Oilers a 2-5-1 start. Calgary a 2-6-1 start. So Calgary's a tire fire.
It's only 3-2 after 2, though. That's like they weren't. It wasn't like Edmonton came out and put the boots to them, you know.
No, that's true.
And now you've got.
I
now
think
you've
they
got
were the
this,
better team for pretty much the whole
Sure,
game.
yeah. But now you have today, tomorrow, Wednesday until Dallas rolls into town.
Well,
here.
and then after Dallas, like
an afternoon game on the weekend.
Yeah, here's the Oilers. Here's the Oilers' November schedule. What we'll do is we'll get to an update. Then we'll do your cool bet hotline of the day. Then Mike Tenir will join us. More reaction to the game. If you have any ideas on how to make the National Hockey League safer, feel free to. Man, you know what would be kind of neat? This would never work. I just had this thought. What if you could design a skate that if the foot goes more than 12 inches off the ice, the blade sucks back in. And then as the foot goes back down, the blade goes back out. I mean, with modern day technology, it feels like something you could probably do. That way, if a guy gets knocked down and his legs are going up in the air, the blade retracts into the skate and then it comes back. I don't know. That's really I feel like I took some drugs.
What kind of movies did you watch over the weekend?
I don't know. But
I mean, it must be cheap. I mean, it probably costs nothing.
What is that?
Right?
What's that? Is it LSD? Am I on LSD this morning coming up with things like this? This is me without a latte today, but I'm crushing these DBs. That's one
DB waters.
That's one Damon Bunting down. That's great. Here's their November schedule. Okay, so Calgary sucks, beat them, but look good in doing it. They get Dallas on Thursday. Ugh, man. Matinee game at home versus the Preds.
That's
yeah, I'd take some drugs to go to that one.
Those matinees.
Yeah, and then they go on the road for 3, Vancouver, San Jose, and Seattle. San Jose, they win that game by 2 or more easy. Bet it right now if you can. They're looking for revenge against the Canucks. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you'd have to think they'd be up for that game. That's a Monday nighter. And then they wrap up that trip on Saturday in Seattle against the Kraken. You know, the Kraken are a viable competition.
Canucks still looking good, too.
Yeah, the Canucks actually.
I mean,
Canucks
to their credit,
looking much better than Calgary.
Yeah.
And then they're home for 2 against the Islanders and Kraken, and then go on a road trip out east. This could be a little bit of a tougher stretch. Well, Lightning, Panthers, Hurricanes, and then the Capitals, and then home against the Ducks, Golden Knights, and Jets. So it's not a super soft schedule like Dallas. The Canucks have played well. Seattle in there a couple of times. Florida, Carolina, Tampa, Golden Knights. But it's also not the most difficult schedule that you can get.
Well, and if you want to be where you think you should be, those are like it's not like you are the Flames and you're looking up all the time, right? This is a team that thinks they should be at or near the top. And I guess if you think you're back or you think this game should signify some sort of a return to where you want to be, it doesn't need to look that hard, right? You should be able to be playing with the Dallas Stars of the league, right? If you want to be coined a competitor.
Hey, I would buy those skates, jump the boards, and my blade would retract.
There's a lot of
No, but by the time as you jump over the boards, the blades pop back out, and boom, right there. It's got to be some crazy tech.
Yeah.
But look, aren't we going to the moon again here right away? We can't create a retractable skate blade to keep people safe if a skate goes up near your neck. There's got to be a way. It's got to be a way. This section, this is open face balaclava with Kevlar around the neck. Neck guards are required in minor hockey all the way up to U19. That one in from JB. I mean, there are neck guards. They could just say, hey, throw on a neck guard. Now, it's weird because how restrictive could a neck guard be? Can you still go like this with the neck guard on? Yeah, I guess you probably can. So,
But do you look cool? It's just like when you're a kid, right? You want to dress well. No, you want to look cool. It's about looking cool.
Jeremy's in it says spring-loaded blades on everyone's feet. Can't think what would go wrong. No, not spring-loaded. They're not spring-loaded. They're like designed from a point of high technology, where if the skate goes up, like for example, here's your skate blade, right? So your foot somehow goes up in the air like this. The skate blade retracts inside it, so you can't cut anybody's neck. And then I spilled water on my computer. And then when it comes back down, it comes back boom, like this. But if you only go up like this far, it's not going to come in. It has to be like elevated up here. And then
what if the reverse? It was a skate cover every time that the blade remains.
That seems more difficult.
But then an entire skate cover, like a boot.
I don't know. You can pop these blades in and out. So I don't know. Let's where's Elon Musk when you need him? Like this guy can't come up with a retractable skate blade.
He's never come up with anything in his life.
Oh my goodness!
Don't bother talking to him. He bought Tesla. He didn't make Tesla. It's not his idea.
Pat Maroon's bib says they have that technology. Saw Stop has flesh sensing retractable saw blade on a table saw.
Yeah.
Hello.
But it like you have to replace the blade. There's massive mechanical things that
chips.
occur.
We're talking chips.
It's actually really cool to watch the video of that, of seeing how that works. But I don't think you could fit all of the mechanics of something like that into a skate where you want players to skate really fast.
Well, then make them throw on a Kevlar turtleneck and save somebody's life. I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to happen in the National Hockey League, whether it's in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Somebody's going to die on the ice in the NHL. But it's a highly dangerous sport, and they know that if they're playing it.
But to go find the video of the saw stop, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's a table saw thing. I think I don't know if they do it with bandsaws or something, but the table saw, and it's really neat how that works.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
I'm just trying to think of ways to make it safer. They're not going to change anything anyway, but I do like the technology on that retractable blade for safety issues. All right, let's get to a sports update from the great staff at Park Mazda. And we have got Mike Tenir coming up. Cool Bet Hotline of the day still to come as well. Ryan Rishaug is going to join us around 8:25. A real tech wizard, huh? We're going to get into that with Shoggy when he pops by. Let's get to an update.
Oilers win the Heritage Classic 5-2 over the Flames from Commonwealth yesterday. Evan Bouchard is third of the season. Brett Kulak scoring his first, while Vincent Desharnais potted his first career NHL goal. Oilers will welcome in the Dallas Stars on Thursday. Elsewhere yesterday, Sabres shutting out Colorado 4-0. Devils would edge the Wild 4-3, and the Caps rally past the Sharks 3-1. Chargers over the Bears 30-13 on the Sunday nighter. You can join me for Monday Night Football tonight at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. When the Lions host the Raiders, it'll be your next chance to qualify into a draw for a trip for two to L.A. to see the Rams and the Browns. The Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road, where every day is game day. Sacramento Kings over the Lakers, 132-127 in overtime, spoiling the 20th anniversary of LeBron James' NBA debut. Raptors back in action tonight. They'll host Portland in one of 11 games around the NBA. Game 3 of the World Series tonight from Chase Field in Phoenix. Rangers and Diamondbacks tied at a game apiece. First pitch will go at 6:03. Sports update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where he's been sitting on the skate blade technology for years.
Oh my God.
Why am I looking at that?
Wait, why are you slowing down?
Frank?
No way.
Frank?
Hey, honey. Hey.
What on earth are you doing?
We're streaking. We're going up through the quad to the gymnasium.
Who's streaking?
There's more coming.
Frank, get in the car.
Everybody's doing.
Now.
Okay.
Lease the all-new 2024 Mazda CX-90 inline-6 turbo or plug-in hybrid to have room for absolutely everybody with its third-row seating.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
I'm through with watching a team that simply just can't win. It's time for the playoffs and the Oilers are in. Turns out this season was better than you thought it would be. Tell me what you got. They've got a brand new captain with a C on his chest. And around the league they know he's best. And if you don't agree with that, then you just made the list. Sorry, old dog. They've got a goalie that has no limit. Every single night the net he's in. And he joined the 40-win club and Fuhrer said that's fine with me. Been there, done that. Sorry, boys on the bus, but they've got new stars. Renamed 104th McDavid Boulevard. Corner between Dry and Pat Maroon is fine for me. So tell me how they did it. They made a trade some thought was lame, but they picked up Lawson for what's his name. Cause we all just wanna watch the playoffs and be down on white when the shirts come off. The girls ain't easy and the drugs aren't cheap. Can't go to the game, ticket prices too steep. So we'll hang out at the coolest bars and drive around with flags on our cars. Every bandwagon fan gonna play this song and cheer for Pisani cause they don't know he's gone. Hey, hey, I wanna watch the playoffs. Hey, hey, I wanna watch the playoffs.
A little shout out to Nickelback, who did Rockstar last night after Sportsnet cut to commercial. They banged out Rockstar to wrap up. Just 3 songs, though. Just 3 songs from the boys. Somebody said...
And a cover. Two originals and a cover.
2 originals and a cover. I wanted more. I just wanted more Nickelback. I wanted to see like a 5-song medley. Or they could have brought him out a little bit sooner. I don't think they started playing until there was like 14 minutes left.
It was a long intermission. It was a long intermission. They should have had him on during like breaks in the game.
That would have been
Have
pretty
him standing
cool.
by, you just
Go
do
to
a
commercial,
30-second tune,
and they just bang out Leader of Men for 2 minutes
or they
and 20
just jam,
seconds.
like, if they're working on something new,
Yeah.
you just kind of, we put this little ditty together and...
What do you think? More that would be my only beef that I've got. I got beef will happen later in the week for Acme Meats, but that would be my only beef that I got from the game last night is that there just wasn't enough Nickelback. And I know some people are going to slide in and just go, oh, I hate Nickelback. People love Nickelback. People love Nickelback.
And Brett Kissel.
And Brett Kissel was
Love
there
Brett Kissel.
prior to the game, before as well.
Huge.
Lance is in. You guys crushed it with this one. That was, I still think that was probably the best playoff
And
song that we
Fernando
ever did.
Pisani mentioned in there as well, who was in attendance yesterday and got his name called.
So much stuff on the go here, right? 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Mike Tenir is going to pop by here in about 10 minutes' time, take a quick look at everything that happened around the NFL yesterday. He's from The Messenger. Ryan Rishaug with your Got Your Back Monday morning mandate. That's going to be coming up as well. We'll get into that too. The doc is in and says, Rob Clark got screwed. He did get screwed. Rob Clark always gets screwed on the biggest stages. I don't understand.
And he's a great anthem.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah,
He's an excellent anthem singer. I think he's one of the best anthem singers in the entire league. I would assume that Rob Clark's got a lot of beef with not getting to sing the national anthem at the Heritage Classic. That would absolutely piss me off. It's like when I used to do Golden Bears games all the time, and then they go to nationals, and I wouldn't get to call nationals. Stupidest thing ever.
Bring in the heavies.
Just drives me nuts. All right, let's get into your CoolBet hotline of the day. If you've not yet signed up for an account at CoolBet, what are we even doing here? Go to CoolBet.com. Use the code LOCKSHOP, one word when you do. LOCKSHOP coming up today at 11 o'clock with myself and Huss. We'll dive into both of those Mahomes interceptions against the Denver Broncos yesterday. Ooh, boy. That's a tough one. But we'll get into that with Huss when he pops by at 11 o'clock today. Pat from CoolBet likely hop on for a bit as well. Help us tee up the Monday Nighter. Mr. Lean. Oh, he doesn't look like he's good. That's not a good lean face. That's not a good lean face at all, buddy.
I know. I was looking at 2 of them, and this is why they're leans. I'm not, like, fully in love with what I'm going with.
Just a lean.
But, exactly. I know the Golden State Warriors played last night with a win out in Houston. So it's the second of a back-to-back they're playing tonight. They're taking on the undefeated New Orleans Pelicans in New Orleans. Good young team, especially when they're all healthy with Ingram and Zion. Draymond Green coming back for the Warriors, though. They're the underdogs at plus 141. And the number for a lean, for a little taste of something tonight, not something I don't think you're going to throw a bunch of money on. But the Warriors are plus 141. You don't get the Warriors a lot at plus money. So I'm kind of looking at the Golden State Warriors money line, plus 141. I'm leaning towards.
It's leaning, right? That's it.
It's the other thing I was looking at, which I'm not going with officially, but the D-backs minus a run. If they're beating the Rangers tonight, I think they're doing it by a few runs. and that's plus 115. But over officially, I'm leaning Warriors 140 plus 141 on the money line against the Pelicans tonight.
All right, so there's the lean. I think I got to go to the Detroit Lions game tonight for your cool bet hotline.
Prime time.
Right?
Prime time now, yeah.
Prime time. Let's see here. What do we got? What do we got tonight? Prime time. Where's my guy here?
Prime time, 5-2 Detroit Lions at home to the Raiders, hey?
What a time.
You are.
What a time to be alive for Lions boy. Let me see. I just want to bring up Sam Laporta's game log. I should say we'll continue we're going to get to a few more of your text messages on the Heritage Classic. Then we'll bring in Mike Tenir. But let me just bring up Laporta's game log. This guy's been heavily involved in the offense so far this year. Look at the targets this guy's getting. That's absolutely ridiculous. All right, let's go here with your cool bet hotline of the day. Yeah, I want Sam Laporta over 4.5 catches tonight at plus 130. Plus money on Laporta over 4.5. Now he hit, let me just quickly take a rip. He had 6 catches last week on 7 targets. The week before that, he only had 4 catches, but was targeted 11 times. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go Laporta over 4.5 catches at a really nice number, plus 130 tonight on Sam Laporta over 4.5. Now, when we build, I'll probably build some sort of in-game parlay on the bet builder during the lock shop. I'll probably knock that number down to 3.5 in the parlay, get a little bit extra juice on it. But for the cool bet hotline of the day, let's go over 4.5 catches for Sam Laporta, the rookie tight end who's been an absolute stud for the Detroit Lions so far. And lock shop coming up at 11 o'clock today. Let's get to a couple of your messages in the Nasty Chat. Of course, you can text us anytime at 780-218-9999. Somebody messaged in earlier. I don't know if I can see it right now. It might have got lost in the mix. But they're like, Dusty, how about this trip? Did you see that? Did you see the one about the trip? They went to the Cardinals game. Then they're hitting the World Series game. Then they're getting NBA game. And then they're wrapping up with the Coyotes game. That's a great 5-6 day trip to go bang out all of the sports.
Yeah, Mike from Beaumont.
Yeah.
Get this trip, Dustin LTE. My sister and brother-in-law just went down to Phoenix, caught the Cards game yesterday, World Series tonight, then a Suns game, then wrap it up with a Yotes game.
Suns Spurs tomorrow.
Wembenyama?
Yeah.
Is that the game that they're going to?
Yeah. That's a hell of a trip.
That is an incredible trip.
Knocking all those down in succession?
Booker, KD, and Wembenyama?
Yeah. Over what, like 3-4
Wow.
days here? That's kind of what the schedule would be you're looking at kind of thing?
Well, yeah, with the Cards yesterday, World Series tonight, Suns, and then a Coyotes game, you're looking about 4 games in either 4 days or 5 days.
Beautiful. Pat's looking to put together a parlay. I said maybe we move the Warriors, or we do 3.5 on the Warriors, and then I can get the Laporta number down to 3.5, and it's just like a 3.5 parlay. We'll see if we can maybe make that work. Usually we can make these things work.
Habs at Arizona on Thursday. If that must be the game.
What a trip!
Habs at Arizona.
What a trip! That's an amazing trip. Very jealous.
That's
very jealous of the trip.
Phoenix
That's
is great.
Sports trip of a
I
lifetime.
love Phoenix so much.
Never been, but I would like to go. All right, let's get to a couple of messages in the Nasty Chat. And, of course, Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. D. White is in it. Says, it was a great game, great weather. Nickelback and the other band was awesome. One complaint, why would the stadium not sell beer at all the concessions? I waited 15 minutes in line to find out there was no booze. Isn't that how it usually works? Is it, like, aren't some of those concessions
Some of them are food strictly. Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't have all the bars open like they do at Elks games. Like CW's bar was closed at the north end. On the south end, there's a Canadian Club little bar that wasn't opened either.
That would have been alcohol restrictions on partnerships, probably, I would think. Because why would you not have every booze option
I know, but
open?
I don't know how you couldn't even just sell cans there and bring cans and open those up. But also they might not have wanted CWs open to try to keep some congestion, free there, even though they put 2 merch tents there and it caused congestion. So, and I think it was cash only.
Gleason Gallinger is in. It says, my complaint is that Commonwealth does not have a big screen you can see from every seat. We sat in HH and had a screen, but the security officials were standing in front of it. Like, you're never going to make 55,000 people happy.
Bigger screens,
But
less security.
I thought overall, I think you have to give that Heritage Classic a passing grade. I mean, is any event going to get a 10 out of 10? Probably not, but I'd probably go 8.5, 9 out of 10 on that bad boy yesterday. I thought it was extremely well done. Now, once again, I wasn't a paying member. I was in the media. I had a pass. So if I would have dumped $400, $500, $600 into the lower bowl or whatever it ended up being, if you want an improved experience, simply let us know. Let us know what you think. 780-218-9999. From my view, I thought it was pretty well done yesterday. All right, let's get into it. Mike Tenir joins us from the Messenger to break down Week 8 in the National Football League. Mike, good morning. How you doing, man?
As so often on a Monday morning, I am completely confused and bewildered by what I saw on Sunday.
All right, so let's start there then. What confused you the most?
Well, the Kansas City Chiefs losing to the Broncos confused me because that hasn't happened since 2015. And it seemed impossible for them to lay that big of an egg in that situation, and yet they did. A little bit confused by the 49ers and wondering what happened, not to Brock Purdy, because I think we kind of can guess what happened to Brock Purdy, but what happened to the rest of the team that was propping up Brock Purdy. I'm confused by the Deshaun Watson situation in Cleveland. I'm confused by how the Jets won. There's a lot. There's just a lot. Will Levis. I'm confused by Will Levis. How about that? There's a lot here.
So, you wrapped Will Levis, so let's go there. 4 touchdown passes. I like the idea of this guy coming in and going, how am I going to have success? Oh, I know. Just throw the ball to DeAndre Hopkins whenever there's a chance to score, and he'll take care of it. Like, that's not bad strategy, is it?
I love it because it's like, why didn't anyone else ever think of that? You see these bad offenses. You see the Pittsburgh Steelers. They start asking, why don't you just throw it to George Pickens every time? Why don't you just do that? And it's got to be better than what you're doing right now. And that's what Levis does. I didn't really study the performance. When I looked at it, it looked like it was just heave-ho to Nuke, and then he threw it to the other guy when they double covered Nuke. And I keep it simple because that's all you need sometimes, especially against a weaker opponent, to get a victory.
All right, let's quickly touch on a few of the other things that you mentioned as well, starting with the Niners, who have now lost 3 in a row after starting the year 5-0. We know the Bengals have kind of been trending in the right direction after a slow start, so I don't know how much we read into the opposition in this loss for the Niners, but what's the most concerning thing coming out of San Francisco right now?
Defensive excellence is not sustainable at that high level. When you have a Patrick Mahomes, the offense is always going to be sustainable. Defense isn't like that. A team can go from the number 1 defense in the league to the number 12 defense in the league, up and down like that without much changing, without injuries, et cetera. And when the 49ers have the number 10, 11, or 12 defense in the league, they're not a Super Bowl team because that defense has to work in complement with the offense, and the offense does not have a MVP caliber quarterback at the helm. So that's what you're seeing. This team that if they give up 2 touchdowns early, if they give up 17 points at halftime, they're in trouble. And that's kind of where the 49ers were against the Bengals. That's where they were against the Vikings. And that's a problem they have to solve moving forward because I don't think they're going to get any better at quarterback.
All right, speaking of quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes throws a couple of interceptions. The Chiefs go into Denver and lose 24-9. Obviously a weather game here, so I don't know how much stock we put into it, but what are your thoughts on Kansas City getting done up like that by Russell Wilson and the Broncos?
Mahomes throws 2 interceptions, one late when things have gotten goofy. He fumbles. Valdez-Scantling fumbles. Mecole Hardman muffs a punt. There's a touchdown pass that goes through the hands of Sky Moore. How many times have we heard there was a touchdown pass by Mahomes, but some person who's not Kelsey drops the ball? That happens again. And you don't want to read too much into it and say, oh, the Chiefs are vulnerable to teams like the Broncos. Sometimes things happen. But the Chiefs are vulnerable, to teams like, the Dolphins, who they'll be facing soon, or the Bills, et cetera, if they can't figure out a way to solve this problem at wide receiver. Because Mahomes will make a mistake here and there, and then he'll cover up for it. We've seen that for 5 years. If these guys are not catching the ball, if they're fumbling the ball, they're going to cost this team wins against the teams that the Chiefs absolutely have to face. And that's something maybe they can solve that at the trade deadline or something, but that's an issue the Chiefs have to resolve.
Mike, you had a piece up on the Messenger on Saturday. Lamar Jackson Phase 2 has arrived. And I know we have a Ravens fan in the room with us right now, so I want to be careful with what I say. But, talking about the AFC, you talk Chiefs, you talk Dolphins, you talk Bills, we're talking Jaguars as well, but the Ravens 6-2 right now, obviously a competitive division. Do you just want to go in a little more Lamar Jackson Phase 2 and what that means for the AFC and the NFL at large?
Well, Jackson is mixing his incredible dual threat capabilities with really sound pocket passing now. And I know that people might have heard that in the past, like, oh, he's improved as a pocket passer. And he always did improve as a pocket passer up to a point. And then you would hit that point to say, well, now Lamar needs to make plays with his legs, in part because the receiving core wasn't great, in part because the scheme was kind of designed for his scrambling. Now this new offense, he's back there. He does make plays with his legs occasionally, but he will sit in the pocket. He will find his receivers. And Sunday was kind of an example of that. Don't let the final score fool you. It was 24-7 in the fourth quarter. The Cardinals are very spunky. They do these wacky things at the end of the games. And Jackson doesn't have this remarkable statistical game. All he does is distribute the ball. He has 7 different receivers. And he deals with a couple drops here and there, and he gets the results they need. That's what we haven't seen from the Ravens really since 2019-2020. It's been 2 seasons of just sort of waiting for this new version of Jackson to develop and this sustainable version of Jackson that can stay healthy. That's what we're seeing this year, and that's why the Ravens are very quietly sneaking up on all the contenders at the top of the AFC.
Another team at the top of the AFC that's had a really nice start to the year are the Jacksonville Jaguars at 6-2. They're 4-0 on the road, going to Pittsburgh and pick up a 20-10 victory. And I feel like they're doing it, and Trevor Lawrence hasn't even hit his stride, or he hasn't been unleashed yet this year. Is that, I'm not going to say that's by design, but he's not going out. He's not throwing for 350, 375 yards, but they're finding ways to win football games. Is this who the Jacksonville Jaguars are? Is this how the Jags are going to have success? Or at some point, does it become a bit of an air show when you've got guys like Ridley and Christian Kirk?
They have found success with their defense. The Jaguars' defense is playing much better than their perception. Their Josh Allen, the edge rusher, is having a phenomenal year. They've been shutting down some pretty good opponents. They shut down the Buffalo Bills earlier in the year. They gave the Chiefs a run for their money defensively. And the offense, it's doing just enough. It's not necessarily having phenomenal games. Again, the offense is facing the Bills. The offense is facing the Steelers' defense some of these weeks, so they're struggling. So, the Jaguars can do this all year. The Jaguars can win 23-16 or whatever by those scores all year. They're going to need Lawrence to be that guy in the playoffs. And part of that will be Ridley and Kirk and Ingram also being those guys in the postseason. And the offensive line, which is playing pretty poorly, has to step up in the offseason, in the postseason, because that's the goal now for the Jaguars. Going 12-6 or whatever, 12-5, winning that division is fine. That's good. They have higher expectations, and to meet them, they're going to need Trevor Lawrence.
Minnesota Vikings going to Green Bay, pick up the 24-10 win, but lose Kirk Cousins in that game. He was putting together a really nice season this year as well. What does that do for the Vikings here moving forward?
Yeah, there was a revving up a storyline that this looked like a playoff team.
Yeah.
And when the Vikings look like a playoff team, on the one hand, that's great, but this is also a Vikings team that, it's last year Kirk Cousins' contract, and they shedded a lot of salary in the offseason. They've got some older veterans, and if they make the playoffs, what do you do now? Do you start extending guys? And if you start extending guys, are you just saying, hey, we'll be a wild card team next year, and the year after that, and the year after that, just like the 7 years before that? So I don't say it's a mixed blessing, because Cousins really was having a strong year, but there's a finality to this. This team is not going to stay on the playoff chase with Jaron Hall at quarterback. Cousins is going to move on in 2024. The team that always seems to go 8-8, 8-1, 9-7-1, whatever some record like that. They want to rebuild. They're going to have at least the opportunity to start with a fresh slate next year. It's a shame that it had to happen in this way.
Mike, I'll take this time to wish you and yours a very happy Halloween, a safe Halloween. Also, NFL trade deadline day tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Mountain, for our listeners out here. Any thoughts? I know we're talking quarterbacks and injuries around the league, but who do you see as maybe being the potential big movers and shakers for your Halloween NFL trade deadline?
I have a feeling that I'm going to be sitting out handing out candy, waiting for my phone to buzz, and not hearing the buzz. Now, I do think Jerry Jeudy might get traded. I mean, the Broncos might look at him and say, hey, maybe we can work something out after, a couple of good games. He's somebody I think is definitely on the block. Montez Sweat of the Washington Commanders, their edge rusher. There have been real conversations about moving him. That's a team that's not going anywhere. He's a guy who could really help a contender. Those are some of your middleweight names that will probably move. That's about it. We've all done this before. The trade deadline is usually a non-factor in the NFL, so not the NBA, and it's probably going to be a pretty quiet Halloween on that front.
What do you expect tonight? Detroit Lions about a touchdown favorite at home here against the Raiders.
I expect a easy Lions victory. I'm not even sure what the Raiders are doing right now offensively. This should be an opportunity to kind of erase last week's Lions loss and to get back on track.
Excellent. Well, that's all we need to hear. That'll be the end of this. I'll take the easy Detroit Lions victory. Mike, we appreciate the time, man. Thanks a lot.
Always a pleasure. Take care. Enjoy your week.
There you go. That is Mike Tenir getting your week started just right. Brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. They've got the new era throwback jerseys. They got the new era sideline headwear and then throwback jerseys from Mitchell and Ness as well. And both Sanders, including Bear. I was organizing some suits yesterday, and my wife was downstairs helping me. And she goes, well, what's this jersey hanging in here with all of your suits? And I said, that's an autographed Barry Sanders jersey. Jeez. It's hanging here until I get it framed at Pro-Am. And then I don't know where I'm going to put it because the house is absolutely jammed wall to wall. I mean, outside of putting it into the actual living room.
You have a lot of frames.
Tons of frames.
It's like a museum.
The house is framed, fully framed. Fully framed. All right, let's get into it. Lieutenant Eric, the Monday Night Football Challenge. You can join him tonight. He will be at the Century Casino, Sports Bar and Lounge on Fort Road.
You might as well not even get the clip
good.
prepared. What's the point?
Are we actually do it to me today?
Well, no, especially this. I mean, I love
the Raiders are 7-point road dogs here. Lions 7 points at home.
I guess it is the Detroit Lions. And being at 5-2 on prime time.
This is not the Detroit Lions.
No, but they still are, and But it is the Las Vegas Raiders. That's the other part of this kind of debate. Yeah, no.
So you're on the Lions?
Have to be on the
Lions. Guys on the
Lions.
Lions.
To be on the Lions.
7 points. Mike Tenir said it can be a comfortable win.
Should be.
Detroit Lions. -7 at home. If you like the Lions -7, hit us up with Detroit to the inbox at 780-218-9999. If you like the Raiders +7, you can go to hell. But if you like them, I guess you can text in Raiders right now at 780-218-9999. If you get it correct, you go into a draw for a gift certificate from the Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino. That is your Monday Night Football Challenge. Lions or Raiders, the line is 7. Text us your pick at 780-218-9999. You did bring up Halloween there with Mike Tenir. Are we doing costumes tomorrow on the show?
Oh, I have one.
Do you? Okay. I have like 4 or 5 costumes kind of in my rotation, so I'll bring in one of those.
I always bring my gorilla mask out. It's always an annual. I was, what's his face there from Napoleon Dynamite, Bowdier Sensei last year.
Oh, yeah, that was really good.
I think I did that pretty well.
That was pretty good. We weren't even on video last year.
No.
And you still dressed up as Rex Kwon Do.
Full character all day long.
That was awesome.
Tucked in. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Okay, so we are going to do costumes tomorrow on the show. We have to. It's Halloween.
Well, I mean, look, you do what you do, right?
I've got like 4 or 5 of my costumes from the Howler.
Like your makeup and
still
everything.
Kicking around,
you're
so
gonna
I
be,
just throw one of those on again. I used to put a lot of time and effort into Halloween, but it's not like we go out to Halloween. I don't go. I saw a lot of people still on like Facebook and stuff going to like Halloween parties and stuff. I used to love a good Halloween party, but I don't know. I look for something that I can get some warm clothes under to go trick or treating.
You're a family man.
Well, I'm a big time family man. Big time family man. My kids are going as Obi-Wan Kenobi and Rey. And then I think my wife found a Princess Leia costume. So I might take a rip around somewhere today and see if I can find a Vader costume. But kind of tough to get a costume the day before Halloween. It's like me, my pumpkin issue. I have a major pumpkin issue this year. So we had 4 pumpkins. We left them outside. And then we're like, well, we'll bring 2 in. And we'll carve those 2 with the kids. So we bring them in, and they go to mush. Yeah. Right? Like when they're frozen, so they go to mush. Yeah. I was just like, damn it. So then yesterday, I went to Save-On. I went to Safeway.
Good luck.
I went to Walmart. I went anywhere looking for some pumpkins to carve. And the only pumpkins left, the only pumpkins that were left anywhere was like 4 in the bottom of bin at Save-On that looked like other pumpkins. Didn't even want to talk to these pumpkins. Like these
I'm
pumpkins.
surprised.
I felt bad for these pumpkins. I
You're a
almost bought them
produce
to
man,
give them a home.
but you know this.
I know this.
You know this.
I know, but we thought the frozen pumpkins would still be fine to carve. We totally forgot about the mush factor. So then I went to Walmart. Walmart yesterday was a god-awful mess. I went in, saw there was no pumpkins, turned around. You should have seen. I was going to get some other things. It was nuts in there yesterday.
Trying to get into Commonwealth for a hockey game.
Yeah, so now we're going to take the other 2 pumpkins that didn't go to mush, and we're just going to draw on them this year.
You know who else is buying those smaller pumpkins? They're
I
real.
did see some of those.
Because they're cheaper, and then you can draw on those too.
They were drawn on already. Like there was like pre-drawn on ones that
yeah.
Save On, and I was just like, ever since the broccoli thing, I'm a little hesitant.
I get it.
So anyway, yeah, I screwed up the pumpkin thing this year. I'm not a great carver of pumpkins anyway. Our pumpkins look like they've been carved by those leftover pumpkins that were in the bottom of the bin. But yeah, so we're gonna draw on the pumpkins this year.
I like to get them for the seeds. If you have any seeds you'd like to, they're not using.
You love the seeds, eh?
Love the seeds.
Pat Maroon's Bib says, missed opportunity for your sloth pumpkin. That's true. It could have been a real good sloth pumpkin with that way that the pumpkin was kind of like melting down on the side.
Could have been it. Forget Vader. You can easily put together a Han Solo costume at Value Village. This text flies in at
yes.
$99.99.
How about D Card slides into the nasty chat too? Clark in the attic, Dusty. That's the one that I wanted to do. Clark in the attic. I wonder if I could find that at Value Village today.
I'm sure
you think I could put together a Clark in the attic costume at Value Village today?
Because you going around Value Village is like him going around the attic.
What do we
It's the
need
same
for
type
a
of thing.
Clark in the attic
You need a shower
costume?
cap. There's a shower
Let me
cap,
see.
wasn't
Clark in the attic. This is something I think I told people to remind me of.
Yeah.
They're supposed to remind me of a couple weeks out. I need pink gloves. That's
Pink
going to be
gloves, yeah,
That's
that is
going to be tough to find. And then what's this like green wrap on his head? What is
One-stop
that?
shop. You'll be able to get it at, I'm sure you go to
But then you need, I don't know. I don't think I can pull off Clark in the attic this year. I think I need more time to do Clark in the attic.
Oh, boy.
Damn
Well, no, it's like a towel on his head. You could type a towel.
A
That
green
would work.
towel?
Yeah, like a green hand towel. He's got the pink gloves. They're like
And
a
then what's that,
latex type of
like a
thing.
fur sort
You
of
got a fur
thing?
coat. I got a few fur coats in my place.
You
If
got
you
a
want to borrow one,
coat?
by all means. I mean,
So I really need those pink gloves. Where am I going to find pink gloves like that? Where in Edmonton could you find long pink gloves today? Like, there's got to be a store at West Edmonton Mall that just sells these gloves regularly. Right?
I think you can complete this costume for under $10 if you shop correct.
If I shop correctly.
You probably
Shop
already own
wisely.
the towel.
Yeah, how does he tie that towel onto his head like that, though? We'd have to figure it out. Oh, D-Card says he reminded on the text line last week. I missed it, man. I missed it. Damn. Well,
Halloween
we'll see.
ruined.
I'll take a quick peek today, and if I can find a few pieces that get it going, maybe I'll grind
I
it
think
out.
it'd be easier than cobbling together a Darth Vader in the bottom of the eighth here.
If not, I'll be rolling in as Jackie Moon or Teen Wolf.
Do you still have the check?
No, but if I had the check, you could go as Dukes again.
Sure.
And I
Just
could
take the shirt off.
You know what? I do have a check because I ordered a few extra checks for the Nasty Bash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dukes is an easy one for you. Just take your
I'm gonna
shirt
do anything.
off and that's it. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, no, that should be fun. We do have 3 questions too many coming up. If you would like to play kind of easy trivia today, fire us a text right now, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999.
Barry the cheater's way ahead of you. He's in there waiting around.
Whoa. Harry the cheater.
He
relax.
knows the score.
If you want to play today, just hit us up in the inbox, 780-218-9999, and try to get Mr. Lean to slide in here and choose you to play kind of easy trivia. Gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual up for grabs. Dusty, pink gloves. Slide on over to Seductions. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going in there to get my
Somebody says sensations. I think they're, but it's tomato.
Kale from Lethbridge texts and says, Dusty, can I get a conch? I just bought my first house. Can't conch it this time of day. But congratulations on your first house. There's going to be a lot of money that you'll sink into that you weren't expecting. Let's get to a sports update for United Sport and Cycle with Lieutenant Eric. We'll come back. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. And a Monday morning Got Your Back mandate with Ryan Rishaug in about 25 minutes.
Oilers needed that one yesterday in a variety of ways, beating the Flames, snapping a 4-game slide 5-2. They take it over Calgary from Commonwealth. Evan Bouchard is third of the season. Brett Kulak scoring his first. And Vincent Desharnais, his first career NHL goal. Oilers are idle until Thursday when they welcome in the Dallas Stars. 9 games around the NHL later this evening. You can join me tonight at the Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge when the Lions host the Raiders for Monday Night Football. It'll be your next chance to qualify into a draw for a trip for 2 to LA to catch the Rams and Browns. The Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge at Centric Casino Fort Road, where every day is game day. Raptors back on the court tonight. They'll host Portland in one of 11 games around the association. In Game 3 of the World Series goes tonight. Chase Field in Phoenix. Rangers and Diamondbacks tied at a game apiece. First pitch, 6:03. The sports update for United Sport and Cycle, your home of hockey for over 95 years.
The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
.804 on a Monday morning. We got pretty decent weather for trick-or-treating coming up tomorrow. Oh, you know what we're going to have to get for tomorrow? He did the mash. Mash.
He did the mash. What's the meth?
We'll have to get that tomorrow. Actually, we could probably grab the video. We could play it on video tomorrow. Because then if you're listening, you can still hear it. To the guy in the Nasty Chat who just said, hey, guys, is there a way to listen to this in the car? Yes, there is. TuneIn app. Just download the TuneIn app. It's free. When you open it the first time, it'll say, like, do you want to sign up for a premium? You don't have to. Just click the X. It's kind of hidden up in the top right corner. And then you can just listen for free. You'll get like a 30-second pre-roll, and then you're locked in. Very simple. You can also just go to EdmontonSportsTalk.com and listen on our audio player as well, which has worked for the last couple of months for people, but it's nice to add TuneIn to it. And a lot of people were listening on Friday on TuneIn, so that's nice. Tell your friends who might have been hesitant. I don't listen to things on websites. Just say, well, then download the free TuneIn app, and you can listen to the boys there. That update was for United Sport and Cycle. Breakaway Hockey sale is on now. Save up to 35% off on hockey gear up until November 1st. Wanted to just remind you of that because today's the 30th, so you got today, tomorrow, and then the Breakaway Hockey sale ends on November 1st, so go get your 35% off the gear right now. Coming up in hour number 3, Ryan Rishaug is going to pop by in about 20 minutes' time for a Monday morning Got Your Back mandate. We'll get into
He'll
that.
also be on the phone, as a heads up. Internet issues.
Oh, my God. The day that Darren Dreger refers to him as a tech wizard, Ryan Rishaug has to join us on the phone. This is perfect timing. Perfect timing. Internet issues? What the heck? All right, so Shoggy will join us, but it'll be over the phone today. We will have 3 questions too many. That's coming up right away as well. And you know what? Let's see here. Let's hit the Hyman goal song for the kids today on the way to school again. Hey, we played this earlier. Let's hit this bad boy again. Why not? Zach Hyman.
Hey everyone, I'm Zach Hyman of the Edmonton Oilers.
He's so tenacious.
Hope you guys enjoy it.
Revving up his engine, listen to the crowd just roar. No reason for tension, Zach is gonna shoot and score. Hyman's in the scoring zone. Right into the scoring zone. Signed for 7 years, now he's playing by McDavid's side. He's got you jumping out of your seat, cause of that look in his eyes. Hyman's in the scoring zone. He'll take you right into that scoring zone.
Zach Hyman goal song. We hit him on the show, obviously, but if you want on-demand access to the goal songs and a bunch of other songs that we've produced here with the Nielsen Show, sign up for the Nasty Club, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Click on Nasty Club, a bunch of different options for you to sign up there. Works out to like $4.99 a month, and eventually, once we figure out the execution of it, we are going to have bonus offers from some of our clients inside the Nasty Club, so you can get your money back there. No big deal. All right, let's play. I almost forgot about Kind of Easy Trivia. Who's going to play today, Maddie? Who do we got?
Barry the Cheater.
Oh, Barry the Cheater. Probably was sitting around with 7 other people looking to play today for Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual in the Hampton Inn on the corner of 137th Ave and Mark Messier Trail, now in Fort Sask as well. We do suggest the sirloin bites and, of course, the Nielsen recommendation, classic Mike burger, pickle in or pickle out. Absolutely delicious. Barry the Cheater, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Just living my best life.
Good. That's important. You know what? Would you have said that if they didn't win yesterday?
No, I would have been crying, and you'd have been having to pick me up off the floor. And
don't bother calling me today, guys. Don't bother calling me. I can't get by the loss. All right, man. Well, we'll start the ticker after read the first question. Good luck.
Thank you.
Here we go. How many goals did the Oilers score yesterday?
5.
Which goalie picked up the win for the Oilers?
Stuart Skinner.
Name one CFL team that is going to the playoffs.
Winnipeg Blue Bombers.
What position does Justin Herbert play?
Quarterback.
Which city is home to the NFL's Lions?
Detroit!
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
My name is Julius, and I'm your twin brother. I've been looking forward to this moment my whole life.
Excuse me, but I was just taking a shower. Tell me a little bit about Vincent. Was he a great athlete? Was he interested in chess and poetry?
My name is Julius. My name is Julius. My name is Julius.
You cannot come to my house. No, 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 not today. You cannot come to my house. No, 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 not today.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations to Vincent Desharnais on his first NHL goal. Give me a good Vincent.
Vincent.
Julius.
And congratulations to Barry Cheater for a great Monday morning win.
Nice.
He brought the heat, and he brought us Vincent. So.
That was clutch. Gotta love it. Well done. Barry the Cheater, the Nielsen Show, coming at you hot from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studios. Check out the Ghost Pepper Chicken Sandwich. Take it for a run. Let us know what you think. It's a game changer on the menu at all Popeyes locations. You can get it on DoorDash, skip the dishes, and Uber Eats. You know what? I timed out some in an Uber on the way back from the game. It was a little chilly. Like, it wasn't bad, but, you know, you got a little bit of
sun
a
goes down
chill on you.
Yeah.
I ordered a donair from Fire Zone to basically arrive at my house as I was getting home. I got in the door. I talked to my wife for like 4 minutes, and then I get the text, your order has been delivered. So I warmed up with a donair from Fire Zone, which is on the list of places for us to hit in the donair layer here. But
yeah, you
that's
getting
just good timing, right?
You in that Uber is like you in like this chariot kind of going home, you know, like.
And I shall have a donair delivered on my stoop. It was good. It was really good.
Turn the heat up slightly, a couple of notches, please. Yeah.
It was, it was good. Although the timing, I had to wait on it. At one point, I was looking on Uber to get out of there last night. It was like $180 to get me home. I was like, well, I guess I'm going to take the train and then find a cab somewhere. But then it dropped way down, so I managed to snag one at pretty
Take a
decent
lime
rate.
to Kingsway.
Yeah, well, I was going to scoot with Tommy G, but he got out of there a little bit earlier. All right. We got the mandate coming up with Ryan Rishaug, but let's get into 3 questions too many. Lieutenant Derek, do you have a liner for the segment?
I do. 3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, including Mitch Lewicki, where he wants to thank everybody from out of town touring the dealership over the weekend. Park Mazda, your dealer for life.
Nice little buzz.
Bringing the money, right? Like
nice
that
little
type
buzz.
of thing.
I'm going out to Park Mazda today.
As you should be.
To pick up my truck.
Okay,
It's
what's
finally
the latest?
on
This is
today.
it?
Going to get it today. I had to wait. I had to get my insurance lined up.
Yeah.
And, I should be picking that truck up around
Your
2 o'clock
wife
this
had to
afternoon.
get the insurance lined up.
Yes, my wife dealt with the insurance. My wife does all the adult things in our house. Okay, like I'm not trying
Your
to hide
family,
the fact.
you
but,
order the donairs and take expensive Ubers home?
I just want the right person getting the credit here. You know,
I sent an email about it, but they never got it. So my wife got on the phone and yada yada yada. The insurance is ready to go, and I will go pick up the truck.
you sent an email for this.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't, when you need it, you didn't go for the quicker method, knowing that you could talk to someone quicker when you call them as opposed to the email.
You can chat them on their website, too.
I hate. No. Well, Park Mazda you can, not the insurance company.
Oh, the insurance company.
Well, maybe I could.
Maybe you could.
But I hate talking to people on the phone.
Same.
People know this. So that's why I was like, I'll fire out an email. I figured they would have got back to me at a reasonable
But it's
time,
an email.
they didn't.
It's sometimes you have to just suck it up and know that I need to get this done. I got to make the call.
I don't even, the only people I remotely like talking to on the phone are my parents. I'll say that. I really don't like talking to anybody else on the phone.
I talked to 2 people on the phone.
Your parents?
And Dave.
And JMO. Yeah, JMO calls.
That's
good.
it.
Also, honorable mention to Stoff. When Stoff calls, I like listening to Stoff. And usually when Stoff calls, it's mostly listening. So huge shout out to Stoff. The only people who call me are my dad, my mom, and Stoff. That's pretty much it. So yeah, I don't like doing adult things. I don't like having to be on the phone. It's just.
Do you do a big signing today for the truck? Like, is
I
it
guess.
official? Like, you'd have to sit down and.
I'd prefer not to. I
just behind you.
I kind of want to walk in. I'd be like, "Here's my keys. Give me these keys. I'm out."
Is Tammy coming with you? Or is she working?
I'm supposed to do this by
Oh,
myself.
you're doing this all by yourself.
I'm supposed to do this by myself today.
Eric, what are you doing this afternoon?
Well, she should be involved, right? She's part of this process. She should be there signing along with
Does somebody want to come with me to sign off on this? My dad, if you're watching, if you leave now from Cranbrook, you'll be here. I can wait. You could be here by around 3 o'clock, 3:30. We can go get this done. No, I think I'm at the point now, boys, where I can look after this myself. We'll see.
We'll see.
I have to get it registered at some point too, which is a real hassle. But whatever, we'll get that done. All right, Eric, do you have a Twitter account?
Yes, I do. It's at Lieutenant_Eric. You can follow me on Twitter, and more importantly, you can follow Edmonton Sports Talk on Twitter at YEG Sports Talk.
Yes,
we are on Twitter. You can follow us.
I'd also suggest you sub to our YouTube channel. We're trying to make a push here to 5,000 by the end of the month of October, and we think we're providing some pretty good content on YouTube. As of this morning, we were like 70 away. What's our sub number at now on YouTube? What's it in there?
4.93.
66 away.
We need 66 people to sub to the YouTube channel to hit 5,000, and then you'll get like a video from Trev. I'm sure YouTube Trev will
You
put
might
that.
be in there every day and you haven't sub. You just
Yeah.
look at that subscribe button. You could have forgotten all about it. Just hit the subscribe button. It's very easy.
There's
cost you
345 people currently watching the YouTube channel. I guarantee not all 345 are subscribed right now.
Yeah.
So if
We've
you're not
realized that, like-
subscribed, just go hit that subscribe button and help us get to 5,000.
We've had way more unique people watch the YouTube channel than are subscribed on the YouTube channel. So just subscribe to the channel. Let's push this up to 5,000, and then we'll leave you alone until we get to close to 6,000, and we'll maybe 5,500. I mean, that's a big number too. But yeah, we need 66 people to sub. So if at any point you're watching on any of our shows, let's sub and get to 5,000. That's a nice little number a month or 2 months in, I guess, by the time it's all said and done. All right, let's get into 3 questions too many today. What do we got here? Some of these have trickled in via text message, 780-218-9999. Let's go to this one. Where does yesterday's whole uniform setup rank among the Oilers' all-time best?
Wow.
I think I would choose it on a video game, like to play with them. But I'm still a big original blue, original white. I will say I liked the one yesterday, including the pants and gloves, better than any of the stupid Navy stuff they've rolled out. I've always hated the Navy stuff. So I don't know. I would say yesterday's fit probably comes in top 5 or 6 for me all time.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're looking at the gloves and the pants that are the uniqueness.
But
to
I
this
like
whole-
them. Somebody said put on brown buckets.
No, I know, but that's the uniqueness that kind of pops off the. I mean, the McFarlane one, you had the logo, right? That was the unique thing about that. I think the orange jerseys we've seen over the past few years. Now, there was the original orange that wasn't as tinty as the orange, right? They were in between jersey manufacturers. I want to say I liked the original orange before it got too tinty.
The first orange.
You know what I'm talking about?
First orange would probably rank above these ones for me as well.
Yeah, like
That's
I
a good
really
call.
like
It's a
that
good
kind of
pull.
creamsicle look to it all, but it wasn't too hard on the eyes on the broadcast. So if you know, you know. That's the one I'll go with. It was brief, but I loved it. This
I
one
don't know
ranks,
why they
though.
adjust that orange.
This
That was,
tracks though. Hey, like it's not.
Yeah, no,
it's near.
It's good.
Probably top of most people's lists.
I think it's pretty good. I like this one. Where do you for you listening right now? I mean, I know many of you probably have like somewhere on a notepad, maybe a Hilroy notepad. You probably have a list of like all-time Oilers uniforms ranked. Where are you slotting in the look from last night? Which Maddie, what did we say? Tommy said what we get 2 more times.
Yeah, I think they're wearing these every time they play Calgary this year.
Oh.
So there'll be one more
nice.
in Edmonton and one more in Calgary.
Because they only
They'll
play
do this.
3 times.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. Let's see here. Adam is in. It says, Dusty, I've been emailing you every morning at 8 a.m. for Kind of Easy Trivia. Come on, man. Now, that's a play on me emailing the insurance people, I think. because we don't tell you to email for this. Mind you, I guess the insurance company wouldn't really say email us for insurance either. So.
Jen in the nasty chat says, as an insurance agent, please call. Emails are severely delayed all the time.
Why? Why is my email severely delayed? What's the point of having an email service?
Because
if you're going to delay them all.
Because generally that's why you get the auto response. Like you'll get a response back.
An auto response.
Well, but that when you do, usually you get 2 to 5 days because there's a lot come in. People have to sort through it. And when you need something right away, that's generally why you call.
Let's hammer that thumbs up, by the way. We got to get to 200. we got to get to 200 again, right? We got to get to 200.
Yeah, the thumbs up. Yeah.
That's 200.
Yeah.
Let's hit the 200. Pat Maroon's Bib says, I love this show so much I unsubscribed just so I could subscribe again. That's I like that, actually. That's pretty good. HR Daddy, text me.
Uh-oh.
I'm listening on TuneIn Radio. Remember, you need to get plates for the truck also. What do you mean plates? They just can't take my plates from the Explorer and put them on the truck?
Well,
they're going to have to do that at first. And then
Have you've registered this vehicle?
No, I haven't registered yet.
The registry.
Usually, don't you register prior?
Do I have to register it before I go pick it up too?
Well,
I haven't bought it in a long
drive
time.
to the registry where you're kind of like, ooh.
Yeah, I guess. I guess
you're
you're going for the risky drive.
It's
then
already
I think.
insured. It's already insured.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't think maybe I do need.
I don't know that one. I
Damn.
haven't bought it in a long
I
time.
might have to rebook this meeting again.
But I think once you register, you could just flip the plate over in Alberta.
So why can't I just? So I should. Well, Menopause Nick suggests I get custom plates, AM Nasty.
Yeah.
Which is actually a really good idea.
Charge it to the company.
Have you guys ever done custom plates?
No.
I guess not. I don't know why I asked you guys if you've done custom plates before. Let me see here. Do I need? Oh man, Mitch, are you listening? Can you just text me here? I need a void check, proof of insurance. I'm gonna have that.
Just proof.
Trade registration. So that would be the registration from my vehicle. Going to them, maybe?
Okay.
What's trade registration?
You can use your plates. You have 14 days to transfer plates. You need registration after you get it.
Okay, good. Perfect.
Just make sure you do registration today, I would say.
Oh, my God. I'm supposed to be going around looking for this Clark Griswold attic costume today.
You'll be standing in line at a
Wait,
registry.
you planned on not registering it today? Just switching it over?
I was gonna register it when I got around to it.
Yeah, that'll go over well if you get pulled over.
I have 14 days to transfer plates. See, so yeah, I got to get to it when I get to it.
Somebody says you have 14 days to register, then somebody else says the dealer will not let you take the vehicle if it's not registered. They're going to need a copy.
Yeah,
So
I'm guessing that's got to be the insurance.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's insurance. They told
we got
me I
our
have to come with
terminology all
insurance.
mixed up here.
Yeah. This is why can't insurance and registration just be one thing? How have we not got to the point yet in Canada where insurance and registration just is the same thing? You can't have one without the other.
Or at the very least, you should be able to do it at least the registration thing at the dealership when you're buying it.
Thank you.
Like, hey, I'm buying this. Can I also get my registration done?
One-stop
so
shop.
I can leave here and not have to worry about, oh my God, do I need to rush to the register? Like what we're having right now.
Yeah.
This could be simpler.
Maybe we rent that office that's vacant down there and turn it into a registration and insurance place.
Then you wouldn't have to go so far.
I don't think we need to rent it necessarily. We can just walk.
I
think we should take it for now.
That's a really good point.
And just say, oh, it's ours. We got it.
Squatters' rights. This is part of the deal. All right, question number 2. Thank you for the CFL question today. Which player was the biggest surprise of the season in the Canadian Football League? Was there a guy? I mean, there's a few quarterbacks that had a chance to step up. Like, nobody knew or cared about Dustin Crum prior to the season.
I guess you can make a case for one Cody Fajardo in Montreal, given everything that did happen.
Yeah.
And with Jason Moss.
And they went
and now they're hosting a playoff game.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not...
Man, Cody Fajardo has to put everything he has in his body into every throw.
Yeah,
though.
it's not the
Holy
flashy
smokes.
answer I think we're looking for here, but we're looking for a positive surprise. Like,
I'm trying to think here. Biggest surprise in the league this year. You know who I did like? You know what? I'll say this. I'll say that group of Riders receivers that kind of came out of nowhere. Because what did they start the year with? They brought in Winicky. They brought in Walker.
Yep.
And you're thinking, oh, these are going to be the guys. Instead, Sean Bain ends up with 1,000 yards in the year. Emilus was an absolute stud. And Tevin Jones, almost had a 1,000-yard season as well.
The quarterback that went
I didn't see
down
that coming. And they did it with
injured,
3 different quarterbacks starting at least 4 games. So I think that one kind of fits the bill a little bit.
Their lack of any sort of run game, too, would be a big surprise for me.
Gager just wants you to know that there's a registration right around the corner from here.
Yeah, right by Seduction.
Yeah, so you can do it tomorrow maybe.
One-stop shop.
I don't know where I come out on a registration place that's in the same mini mall as a sexy joint.
Do not question that strip mall. Because that Red Diner, whatever it's called,
I hear it's
is
good,
apparently amazing.
But we've never been there.
I've heard from a lot of people. Anyone we've been in this area keep referencing that place, and we do need to go there one time. But it's supposed to be good. So if that place is so good,
I don't know, like
balances out.
Run down mini mall registry. I worry a bit about it. Are they even submitting my registry officially?
They're all in mini malls, are they not?
Pretty much.
Some of them are in newer mini malls.
Oh, newer. Okay, I see.
When we did mini mall draft, somebody must have taken a registry, eh?
Have to.
Yeah, I think so. Not Tommy. He is the sketchiest victory of all time in that draft. Actually, this brings us to our third question today. Are you guys concerned at all about draft rust for Wednesday's draft?
No, not at all.
No, you don't think so? Right back in the swing?
Not at all.
We got to get a draft order.
Yeah, we got to do a draft order. We got to figure out the categories.
I just pull it out of hat.
Well, we'll do randomizer on the screen.
Did you find a website for it?
Randomizer.org or whatever.
Random.org.
Yeah, we could just do that.
It's a .org.
Can you do a full-blown order there?
There's 4 things. Yeah, it just reorders.
Did you already look at it?
I've done it before.
Oh, well then let's do it. After Rishaug.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We also need to come up with categories.
Oh, we do have to come up with categories.
And
that's a lot of work here.
In the end, it is now, I think, going to be called the EST draft.
The EST draft.
Because they're being done in the hangout time,
It's not
right?
just the Nielsen show.
So
if you missed it, the hangout on Wednesday will be 2 hours of our TV/movie coach draft featuring 30 minutes of pregame interviews from the commish, Awanik, on all of us. We do have to execute. Are you going to sit over here, or are you going to sit on a little chair in between all of us over there? But then we don't have the 5th mic, right? So
yeah,
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's going to be awesome.
You don't want to miss this one. This is going to be.
This draft is going to be.
I
Good.
mean,
so we do
different
need categories.
place,
So
yeah.
let's quickly just hit on this, and then we'll get to Rishaug and your got your back mandate coming up here right away. So give us categories that we need. It's a TV/movie draft of coaches. What category? How many? I mean, do we really need? How many categories do we need? Are we breaking it into sports?
It's gonna be pretty
like
easy.
a hockey
Kinda
category.
straightforward. I don't know.
Like, are we doing different
I
sports?
think you just
I
go
feel
straight up coaches. Maybe you could even do that. Like,
I feel like maybe you have to have like 3
category.
TV coaches. I don't know. I don't know how many categories we need on this one, really. We'll find out. We'll see what's going on there. But if you have any suggestions on categories, let's get those in right now. 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, or in the nasty chat this morning as well. I am insanely excited to do a draft again. You and I are draft goats. We should win this one.
Well, but now we're doing it.
Have
in
we
that
texted
room.
Glue Guy? Did you text?
I got. Well, I got text him. I don't want everyone to text too early. I also would like to just explain how it's going to go
What are you
on
talking
Wednesday.
about here?
What?
What do you mean? How's it going to go?
Well, just for the draft on Wednesday,
Yeah.
we will have the pre-show from
I laid
9
this
until
out.
about 9:30, where I, as host/commissioner now, will interview each individual draftee, I guess it is. Well, I'll take each of you in for a couple minutes. We'll have a nice discussion about your planning, and then let you go to plan some more. We'll do the draft, and then we'll have a little bit of a post-draft discussion. We'll get all your guys' takes, and we'll fit it all in where the EST hangout would be from 9 till 11. And, that first half, I'm really excited about just bringing you guys in and seeing where your heads are at.
Yeah. I can't wait to sit down and prep for a draft for the next 2 nights.
It's been a long off season.
It has been. My list is going to look sick. I can't wait for that. So we'll get to that. Is Rishaug going to join us?
Well, we're trying video quickly here.
Oh.
We're going to try one more time, and if not, I'll just give him a call.
This is the tech wizard, as described by Darren Dreger earlier today. If you had the first overall pick in a draft of TV and movie coaches, who do you take? 780-218-9999. Oilers don't play until Thursday, so we thought it was a nice little window to actually get in a draft here. 780-218-9999. If you had the first overall pick in a draft of TV or movie coaches, who do you go with, and why is it Gordon Bombay? Or is it not Bombay? He never really wanted anything to do with those kids. I still feel like there's probably a first-round grade on him here, though.
He was only there due to a court order.
Shane in a vac truck. Dusty, pretty much right around the corner from Park Mazda, there's a registry on Y Road. Easy peasy. Swing by for a celebratory pint at Caffrey's, too. Well, I don't think I want to get my registration, get a new truck, and then go in and have a couple of beers and drive home. That's probably not the best idea to do. But I do appreciate you reaching out and looking out for us. That's great. Guys, whoever has coached from Cheers wins. And I never even really thought about Coach from Cheers, to be honest with you. Coach Carter as well. Keep them in 780-218-9999. Gene Hackman in Hoosiers, of course. Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso's an interesting one because you haven't really watched Ted Lasso, so you don't get the Ted Lasso hype.
I don't really care.
I'm a big Ted Lasso guy. I think Ted Lasso's got a first-round grade on him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Is he first overall? Is Ted Lasso first overall?
No.
Yes, he is.
No.
Yes, he is first overall. I'd say so. I would think that.
First
I would think
grade,
if you have
there's
the
not much
first,
difference
if you don't take him first overall, that'd be a dumb move.
I think that's recency bias if you're going, for people
But
thinking.
that's important for a bowl.
Oh, and that's very fair. That's very fair.
Save it for the pregame.
Actually, I shouldn't say much.
Save it for
No.
This is insider trading.
Well, but the
Who
problem
are
is
you?
I'm also
Shane
host
Pinto?
now. I'm also the host,
I
host
know,
and
I know.
commish. So
There's a lot on the line here. See, yeah, Plumber Topher says Ted Lasso, number one pick.
Number one with a bullet.
All right, hammer the thumbs up. If you're watching right now, push that bad boy up to 200 here by the end of the show. All right, so let me get this straight. Well, first of all, we got to hit this. Ryan Rishaug's going to join us here right away, which means we get this.
Timberlake rocks.
Is that a mandate of yours?
God, what are we talking about here? Good question. Can some of it be about sports? Yeah. All he needs to do is just get in front of people and state his case. If they had the mandate from the people, blah, 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 I don't know where that information came from, but I would question it.
Time for the morning mandate with Ryan Rishaug.
This is what sports broadcasting is all about.
You know what? That may be a good point, Ryan. You broke the story, Ryan.
Rishaug is one giant 6'2" pile of Charmin.
All right, let's bring in Ryan Rishaug. It's the Got Your Back Monday Morning Mandate. Visit gybpod.com/YEG and get all that Got Your Back content with him and Struddy and Rob Brown. Rishaug, so this morning we had Darren Dreger on, and he was having some connection issues, and he said, well, I just kept restarting. He goes, Rishaug is kind of like the tech whiz. He's a self-described tech whiz. And now today you can't connect with us, and you're supposed to be the tech whiz. What's going on here, buddy?
Yeah, I'm going to blame Telus. I'm just flat out going to blame Telus. It was frustrating. I got home after the game last night. We were ready to launch into a podcast and no internet connection. I don't know if you've had that happen yet at the EST studios or not. It's not a good feeling though. And then I woke up this morning and same thing. So I've got 2 hours and 45 minutes on hold coming my way, and I can't wait.
You should just send him an email like I did with my insurance company. Maybe that'll get back to you quicker. That might be it is frustrating.
Handwritten letter, maybe. A handwritten letter.
Send a Raven. Yeah. That might work.
But frustrating.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, we'll get into the game here, but first of all, just your thoughts on the Heritage Classic as an event, Shogger.
I thought it was really well done. Thought it was excellent. Honestly, it was really cool. And I said this last night. Was it just me, or was the kind of the highlight of the thing not how unreal the Oiler gear looked? I mean, it just looked phenomenal out there on the edge. You guys know me. I don't gush. I don't care about this stuff. Gazzola is the one that's always running in circles talking about uniforms and helmet colors and stuff. I don't care about this stuff. But I found myself sitting there watching man, did they ever knock that out of the park? I just thought it looked great. So the venue was amazing. The overhead shots were fantastic. I thought the music last night was great. Honestly, Kissel's anthem is always really good. And Nickelback I hadn't seen live before, so I was really impressed with kind of how tight they are as a band. So that was good. The flyover was cool. I just liked it. I thought they did a hell of a good job.
Ryan, and not to take a negative approach to it all, but if there's one thing that Mr. Rishaug could change or do over for next time, what would that be, if anything?
Oh, if I could, I think they had some technical issues with Nickelback, and it took them a while to get on stage. So that would have been good, because I think that maybe it could have been a 4-song set. And then maybe we would have
the only thing
Photograph.
I said that I would change is more Nickelback.
The TV audience was ripped off. 2 songs,
Yeah.
Ryan. You guys got 3. It was travesty.
Yeah, I know. And I was watching them. They were having some troubles with speakers or something like that. So I just sort of felt like, oh man, we might be missing Photograph right now. And I think that's what it cost us was Photograph. But no, honestly, like it was pretty tight, man. Like they did a good job, and I thought it's such a cool venue when it's packed. It just made me think back to like the under-18 soccer tournament, how amazing that was. You know, the Elks back when they were able to put, you know, get up there into the 40s sometimes, and it's such a great venue. So when it was packed the way it was last night, it was very cool. And then I really liked it when it got darker. I thought the whole scene was super cool when it got dark.
Yeah, it was cool under the lights. It's even just a football game under the lights hits too, right? Like there's something about being outdoors under the lights. It was terrific. You know what? The one thing, and we'll get into the game in 1 second. I was very surprised. I'm sitting outside there with Maddie, and the flyover was super quiet.
Yeah,
it's the quietest flyover I ever seen in my life.
I didn't hear it from the press box.
I know.
I just saw it on the TV.
We were waiting for the big boom, and it was nothing. And then they flew over a second time. I didn't even know. So I don't know how the planes did that. But
just a bit of a cruise over. Were they not going that fast? Was it kind of just chill?
They were going pretty fast, I thought. I don't know. It was just really bizarre to not hear the big. Yeah, I don't know how. I didn't know it was physically possible to have a quiet flyover, but they pulled it off yesterday, which was something else.
Yeah, Canada. Maybe it's our brand new stealth armada that we don't know about yet.
Maybe sneaky guys, sneaky military. All right, Shaggy, let's get to the game itself. There's a few different places we can go. What stood out to you the most? Let's just start there. Was it the Kane performance last night and that line in general? Was it the fact that they didn't hemorrhage grade A scoring chances against? What popped off the page?
Well, I think the first thing, and we're going to give the Oilers lots of credit. Holy smokes, is that Calgary team playing like garbage?
They're not good, are they?
Oh, man. Like, their top-end guys, you know, Solon Volgi, our Calgary reporter, was up, and we were chatting and looking at the ice times, and, like, basically running Huberdeau and Kadri like third-liners. Like, Ryan Huska is searching for some chemistry, trying to figure something out, and he's having trouble finding it. So I think, the Flames were bad. But to the Oilers, what I liked is that I'm not surprised that they came out well. I'm not surprised that they had lots of energy and a good start. I mean, they had McDavid back. They had that crowd and that environment. None of that surprised me. Where I started to really sort of take interest was where they were up a couple of goals, and then Calgary started peeling their way back into it. And I was like, okay, here it is. This is the moment right now. What are these guys going to do right now? Because pattern is so far this year, they're giving up the next one and letting this team back into it and going to be in a scramble for their lives. And I really like the fact that, you know, they got a big penalty kill. I like the fact they got the next goal. And you could see it, man, when when they scored that goal. And by the way, Darnay didn't know he scored it right away. But go back and watch that celebration. Look how excited those guys are to have gotten that goal, because I believe they recognize that moment too. Like, this is where you need to not wilt like you have so many times this year, and they didn't. They counterpunched, and they grabbed the game by the throat, and I think that was big for them.
I know there was some speculation prior to the game. I think John Shannon had tweeted out that there may be some changes to what they're operating defensively. Did you have eyes on that? And, you know, I thought it was a steady night from Skinner, and he wasn't really left hung out to dry at all. It was a really nice night defensively, unlike any other thing that we've said about this team so far this season.
Yeah. I'm going to go back and look at it a little bit more today. I got it taped. I'd kind of like to see it, the TV version a little bit too. My sense on it was that it wasn't a wholesale change. Like, they didn't just suddenly go back to what they were doing last year. I think they were more aggressive in their own end in terms of trying to have somebody on the puck carrier all the time and force turnovers. I think they stuck with their system. I just think they played it more aggressively. Maybe gave guys a little bit more freedom to chase pucks and try and create turnovers a little bit more. I thought they were good in their own end. I thought they were a lot better at turning pucks over and not allowing the shots inside. But again, this gets back to Calgary, right? Like, the number of pucks they turned over. I mean, they had basically no even strength shots through most of that game. So credit to the Oilers, but there was they were not scrap it out there against a rambunctious opponent that was really testing them. They did a really nice clinical job against a team that was kind of ready to fold it up. So good on the Oilers for taking care of their business, but that's not Vegas or Colorado or not even close. It's not Minnesota. So yeah, I didn't think it was a wholesale change in the system, but I'm going to go back and take a closer look today.
Ryan, just your thoughts on Connor McDavid returning. I know that was all the talk leading up to the game, obviously, with the injury that he suffered 1 to 2 weeks. I know Dustin and I were kind of saying, what's the need to rush? We're talking about this Flames team who, don't look that good anyways. I mean, he did have an assist on the night, kind of maybe more sheltered minutes, I guess you could argue. But thoughts on him? Because Jay Woodcroft mentioned, it looked like us tonight in his post-game. You're talking the defensive structure. You're talking about showing up in a third. Is it just the fact that the captain is there physically? And, I mean, he showed a little bit of jump in the pregame skate and everything. But just your thoughts on Woodcroft saying look like us, and is it just as simple as having McDavid just present there with the group?
Yeah, I'll take it to Saturday, Eric. We were out there and McDavid hops onto the ice for practice and he just started blitzing around out there. And they did a bunch of different drills. He took part in all of them. He was flying. They even did some stuff where there was some bumping and such in the corner. He was right in there. Like, I was watching that practice. I'm going, oh my goodness, this guy's playing. Like, look at him go out there. It was almost like he was trying to prove to himself and his coach, like there was no doubt. So he's blazing around in practice. And so, yeah, shot out of a cannon, right? He's just excited in the atmosphere. I like the number of times he hit top speed last night. I thought he was fast last night, despite the ice conditions and it being a little bit different. Not a great night, puck handling wise, for anybody. Like, it's a little choppier out there and it was bouncing around somewhat. But I thought he was a huge injection of energy. And even after practice, when he did media, you're like, yeah, this guy is. They're not keeping this guy out. I mean, unless a doctor is sitting there saying you are not allowed to play, you could just tell. Like, and it had to be hard for him to sit on the sidelines, right? I mean, so much of this, the pressure and everything, he shoulders so much of it, and for the team to be floundering and he's on the sidelines, and that had to be tough. So I thought he was excellent last night for his first game back, and I do think that's a big part of the reason why they got back to being who they were, because I think he was leading the way. Boy, some undisciplined crap in the first, though. Hey, guys. Like, I don't know where you guys came out on the penalties, but and I'm sure other fans are mad. But I mean, the rules are clear. You can't play a puck with a busted stick. You have to drop your broken stick.
Yeah,
everybody knows that.
Yeah, you can't argue that one, man. Like, that was.
Even the nurse.
Yeah.
Like, take one shot at a guy. Don't take the second. Because now you're challenging the ref. Now you're making the ref look dumb.
Yeah,
right?
that was just unnecessary. It was just unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
Yeah. And it's really the only sniff the Flames had, right, on the power play last night. So, I could be wrong here, but I don't think we've seen a lot of Nuge, Hyman, and Kane together. Usually, one of those guys sort of rides shotgun with McDavid and Draisaitl when they're together. But they had that classic shift where they had the puck for so long, they get the round of applause from the crowd. Like, they were really bringing it last night. Do you think that's something that is very much sustainable for that group?
Yeah, is that going to be a thing?
Yeah.
It might. I mean, part of it depends on how long they want to keep McDavid and Draisaitl together. And if that's going to be the every night formation, they're just going to roll those two out together over and over and over again. I don't know the answer to that. I think we all know that in order for them to get to where they want to go, those two players need to play on separate lines. And those two players need to both drive lines and be elevating others. When they elevate one another, they're spectacular, but there's only so much of that to go around, right? Players who can actually make other people better, and they are both that player, so they need those guys on separate lines. So yeah, I agree. I thought the line was good, but bottom line for me is wherever Evander Kane plays, if he plays like that, it's gonna help the team overall, right? He was much more engaged and aggressive.
Yeah, he was awesome last night.
Well, he's really kind of answered his own bell, right? He rang the bell. He rang it by saying what he said, and then he's gone out and answered it. So good for him. Evander Kane has the skills to affect the game in a bunch of different ways. And so he's not one of those skilled guys where if he's not scoring, he's not doing anything. Well, he wasn't scoring before, and so he went out and did other stuff. And then now the scoring is coming, and he's playing really well. So if he's going to play like that, they can put him wherever, and it's going to make a big difference. He was excellent.
Shoggy, we'll let you get back to waiting on hold with Telus, and I guess we will see you next week.
Hopefully.
All right, there you go. That's Ryan Rishaug. Got Your Back pod. Check it out. Got the national one with LeBron, and then with Struddy and Rob Brown, GYBpod.com/YEG. And that was Ryan Rishaug. Sucks when your internet goes down. We've had some internet issues around here. Not as much lately as back when we were first starting up. But we've had a lot of people reach out who are like, tech folks who are like, I'd like to offer you some advice and maybe help you with the internet stuff. It's
Give
really
that modem
nice.
a kick.
People are really nice. Some other guys are probably just like, unplug it, plug it back in, see how it works. All right, I think Maddie's got like a cool board set up here. Holy smokes, look at this. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the draft of coaches. Everybody's saying you got to take Reg Dunlop first overall.
No, it's
pretty reasonable.
It's Ted Lasso, baby.
Pretty reasonable.
It's got to be Lasso.
All right, so we've got our options. Dusty, EST Glue Guy, Lieutenant Eric, and T-Biscuit. Have we confirmed Milne? Is he?
I just texted him. Yep.
Okay, we're good.
He says he's in. He just needs the info for it. I was like,
All right.
we'll get
Okay,
that all
perfect.
figured out, but
All
he's
right.
in.
So what are we spinning for, man? Are we spinning for first overall
What do you
pick,
guys
or
usually do?
We usually do fourth, and then work our way up.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's keep the tradition going.
Okay, so this will be for the fourth pick in the draft of TV and movie coaches.
Which will take place Wednesday, 9 o'clock on the EST Hangout, the first ever now EST draft.
Yeah, this is really
it's new and improved here at Edmonton Sports.
I feel like there's some sort of controversy coming up with this wheel, and we'll explain it to people as it's the same as spinning the wheel back on the old show, right? Like,
it looks like a beach ball.
it does look like a beach ball.
Like from
Why is it spinning right now?
Because it's just spinning. I don't know. Are we ready to click spin?
Let's get our fourth pick. This will be for the fourth pick in the draft, the coveted 4-5 swing.
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Spin this.
Boy, that's fast.
Ooh, can they hear that?
No.
Oh, okay, just
Slows
us
down
here.
really
Makes
good
a
too.
little noise.
Stop.
T-Biscuit.
T-Biscuit.
Tommy Gazzola in the 4-5 swing, most certainly to screw it up.
Hey, we have a winner, T-Biscuit.
T-Biscuit.
What happens if I do remove?
All right.
And he goes away.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he goes away.
All right, so there's 3 left. Oh, this is a great board. All right, Maddie, let's spin it. This is for the third overall pick. Spin it again.
There it is.
Oh, this is great. So, yeah, there's only 3 in there now. Third overall pick will go to EST Glue Guy. Jay Milne, Glue Guy, will be picking third. Oh, I love the clapping and stuff. This is great.
I got to try it again. There's confetti and stuff.
Clapping. That's awesome.
Okay.
All right.
So there's 2 of you.
Now for the Lasso pick.
It comes down to us. So, wait. Do we usually spin? This is for first now.
This will be for. This should be for
So
first.
this is for first.
So this is
overall.
like a draft
You wanna
lottery
get a
type
plot of
thing, and then
everything
you go
first, yeah.
first.
So this is for the first overall pick in the draft of coaches, a 50-50 spinoff. It looks like an old CD where if you put your tongue in the middle, it would look like a nipple. All right, let's do it. Let's spin it for the first overall pick in our first EST draft. Here we go. All right. Do you want this?
Yes.
And
Lieutenant
you got
Eric.
it. Lieutenant Eric, first overall pick. Reg Dunlop, Rick?
It's got to be Ted Lasso.
Trade?
Lieutenant Eric will pick first.
Trade?
There could be a trade now.
Boy,
The phone is on. I don't.
It would be pretty epic to see a deal in our first draft.
So now just to make this, I'm just going to spin it one more time. It just says Dusty.
Just to confirm, just as
he
me.
gets his applause.
Just to confirm.
It's good. Dusty, second pick.
And
Hate the
there's
second
Dusty. That looks fully
That
like a
slows down
CD.
really. There you
Hate
go.
the second pick.
Congratulations.
Dusty is.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see how this
No, and I think
goes.
at this side might have. Like it's always good to get the first.
Tommy,
but,
you got the swing.
4-5 swing, T-Biscuit. So is first pick in play?
Oh yeah.
Do you want to trade all your picks right now for all of my picks?
Let me get back to you.
Think about it.
Let me get back to you on that.
A full-blown switching.
Because you do get it's not only the first overall pick, but you get that
the
swing
swing
as well, right? So
You get the
it's
swing.
It's a swing.
So
You like
yeah,
a swing.
We'll see how
2 and
sorts
3
stuff out.
sucks, eh? Like 2 and 3. Like
2
you're
and
kind
3.
of you don't really
love
get a
2
lot
or
of
3.
Eh.
Now, with that being said, there's a lot of top-end talent here. So we'll see. I got to get my list together and see where I'm at in that 7-10 spot.
2 is good for you because if you did have some debate on who you're taking 1, the answer would be pretty.
Are you going Dunlop at 1?
It's got to be Ted Lasso. He's the best coach out there. Everybody
not
knows him.
taking
Soccer's
Ted
a
Lasso.
hugely popular sport.
You're not
in
taking
the market.
Ted Lasso.
Everybody loves soccer.
Pender's Pancake says that wheel looks sketchy. Well, the wheel wasn't sketchy. I thought the wheel
It was
was
just
good.
an online website.
It's just a website.org, right?
All right.
I don't even know what that one was. That was
Where was it? What's that?
wheelofnames.com.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's exactly what we needed.
Yeah.
Huh. All right, so Lieutenant Eric will pick first. I will pick second. Glue Guy picks third. Tommy Gazzola will be in the coveted 4-5 swing. If you had Lieutenant Eric's first overall pick in a draft of TV and movie coaches, who would you take? Jen is in and says, what about Chubbs? Chubbs Peterson.
I could really pop this draft open in the first round, too. I could really cause a lot of chaos.
What about Lou Brown from Major League?
What about Lou Brown?
You're going Dunlop. You're going Dunlop. I know you're going Dunlop. I think Dunlop moves the needle really well.
Player coach, though, not just a coach. Like, you want a coach.
Yeah.
Not a player. I mean, I don't know. It might people voting, and they might...
This is gonna be good. I look forward to this draft. I look forward to our new format with the half-hour pregame, the draft, little post-game after as well. And look, the hangout room is awesome, but we made that for drafts. It just works out really well for drafts. We get a fifth. Can we do a fifth mic in there? We're gonna have to figure out the tech side of that. Because if not, we have to get you over here, I guess, and then get a camera on you and the little white thing on the side.
I love the idea of no camera on
right?
me.
No, you got a commish cam. Commish cam in the white panel on the side, and then the four of us sitting in the middle.
I think there's a way to get a fifth in there.
You think so?
Yeah.
Run it from over here, maybe even?
No.
No, we can make it work. Guys, Will Ferrell and Kicking and Screaming. Yeah, but that's not going to move the... I love Will Ferrell and Cooking and Screaming. He became a coffee nut.
Sure.
But I can't even remember his name, right? You got to be able to know the names, I think, of some of these guys. So, all right, let's get into the wrap here for William Huff.
Oh, man.
If you want your place to look as good as ours, all you have to do is visit WilliamHuff.com. They've been rapping and doing marketing and promoting and making the entire city look handsome since 1972. Go to WilliamHuff.com. Bruce and his team will look after you just like they looked after us. Lieutenant Eric, what'd you learn on the show today, buddy?
Well, we learned that we're doing a draft. I mean, that's kind of the we teased this last week, and we kind of had gone through the details. We have a wheel.
Local coach
really
category?
Nice.
Like,
But it's TV movie.
Would have had to have. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, is that what it is now?
Yeah,
TV movie? Okay.
Yeah, it's TV movie.
So no books or anything?
We're not doing coaches,
No, it's
like
just TV
overall.
movie, yeah. Somebody texted in Claire Drake, and I was just like, oh, yeah. But then, no, it's TV movie draft. So, I don't know what the category... Like, I feel like we just sort of leave this one wide open.
Yeah,
man.
you
Like,
can.
Do you leave it, or do we
Sports?
have to break it down by have a couple of
maybe what you do is
guaranteed
you have to have
sports or something?
Baseball, hockey, football, basketball.
And then some opens?
And then, like 8 opens.
Or is there a player coach option? Is there enough player coaches out there? That everyone could take
Might
a
be
player
tough.
coach?
Might be tough on a player coach option.
That's kind of you get it first to make sure
Yeah.
you kind of... There'll be 4 only. And
That's tough. I think that's a tough one.
Well, if anyone has ideas.
Yeah.
780-218-9999 or tweet
keep
at
them
us.
coming in. Keep them coming in. So we learned that we're going to have a draft and that Lieutenant Eric has the first overall pick.
yeah. I mean, it's been a celebratory Monday show, right?
Everybody's in a great
Monday in
mood
which we're
today,
not
like-
really glossing over the NFL picture so much as kind of, wallowing in the
There's a lot of other
Flames
stuff
loss
going
in the
on.
Heritage
Yeah.
Classic, yeah.
Exactly. So we learned that today on the show. What else did I learn today?
You're getting your truck as
I
well
learned
today.
that
You gotta email
I don't need to have my registration right away today. Somebody said I can go 2 weeks.
Or insurance. You don't need
No, you
any
got to
of
have insurance. I got the insurance thing taken care of. But yeah, somebody texted in to go 2 weeks with the other plates.
Back to draft. Could you do best speeches? Like who gave
Yes,
the best speech?
definitely.
Is there enough of those
You
out
definitely
there?
have a speech category, 100%.
Best
Yeah.
pump up speech?
Yeah, pump up speech. That's definitely a category. Good one, Maddie. Pump up speech. But that guy can still be drafted elsewhere? Or do you have to draft the coach and put him into your pump up speech category? I feel like you limit his value a little bit by pigeonholing him into a pump up speech category.
We could maybe go who has like best speech.
Yeah.
And then best
But that
coach is
coach
different
still available to be drafted somewhere else.
as a coach.
Yeah.
We're just like that would be
so.
specific.
I think that's the way to go.
speech
Yeah.
or the pump up.
Just so let's say you're drafting a speech coach, and then you're like, I designate him. That's my the rant or whatever the speech. Okay, I like that. That's good. Greg from Lacoma's in it says controversy. Tommy should get the first overall pick. His name was picked first when the odds were 25%. T-Biscuit got shaft.
Damn.
But that's how it's always been done.
We've always done it that way.
Because there's a lot of value at the 4-5, I think, more so than 1, 2, 3.
No, you let people play it out. And then
It feels like in this draft, in the Nielsen Show drafts, now the Edmonton Sports Talk drafts, The 4-5 swing is almost the coveted spot.
It is.
I do like Tom texting in, though, under his alias, trying to get this switched around.
Well,
great one.
Hey, Tom, you can just talk to Eric about a trade.
Phone's on.
I wouldn't mind pulling the trigger on a deal
Phone's
for that
on.
first overall pick.
Yep.
I want them all. I want that swing. That's what I want. I don't care about the first overall pick. I want the swing. All right. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. Let's get to, what should we do for a song? You know what? Let's go back to, in honor of Nickelback playing. Let's get into our own version of Rockstar from the playoffs a few years back.
Through with watching a team that simply just can't win. It's time for the playoffs and the Oilers are in. Turns out this season was better than you thought it would be. Tell me what you got. They've got a brand new captain with a C on his chest. And around the league they know he's best. And if you don't agree with that, then you just made the list. Sorry, old dog. They've got a goalie that has no limit. Every single night the net he's in. And he joined the 40-win club and Fuhrer said that's fine with me. Been there, done that. Sorry boys on the bus, but they've got new stars. Renamed 104th McDavid Boulevard. Connor between Dry and Pat Maroon is fine for me. So tell me how they did it. They made a trade some thought was lame, but they picked up Lawson for what's his name. Cause we all just wanna watch the playoffs and be down all white when the shirts come off. The girls ain't easy and the drugs aren't cheap. Can't go to the game, ticket prices too steep. So we'll hang out at the coolest bars and drive around with flags on our cars. Every bandwagon fan gonna play this song and cheer for Pisani cause they don't know he's gone. Hey, hey, I wanna watch the playoffs. Hey, hey, I wanna watch the playoffs.
Yes, and after last night's win, I think they'll be there. I'm doing it. I'm going to say it right now. They're going to make the playoffs.
Wow.
What is it? 8:55 on October 30th.
Can I join on that?
Don, you want in on this?
Flames will not make the playoffs.
Whoa.
Eat that.
Holy smokes. Couple of hot takes.
Well,
I like it, though. I like it.
You can't debate it.
No, that's real good.
Good outcome.
All right, let's see here. Let's get to your text of the day today. Boy, who sent this one in? This is kind of funny. Actually, I think you replied to him. We'll have to. Where is it here? Yeah, Eden. Mark it down. Eden's gonna get
the
text
name
of the day
is Eden?
today. Yeah.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
Cops just waiting outside of Park Mazda for Dusty to pull him over after this segment today.
Yeah, easy.
I roll out of there with the truck.
Easy money.
Excuse me, sir. Can I see your registration? Well, I don't have the registration yet. I just got the truck. I'm going to get the registration.
Not anymore, you're not.
There's a big debate on what you need here. You can't get the registration until you know that you own the truck, so you have to have the proof of ownership to go get the registration when you already have to have the insurance to get the truck.
I haven't seen two people say the same thing.
No, me neither.
Everybody said something.
Nobody knows. Like
4,400, whatever.
And I went with this Explorer, I think 2 years ago. I went like 6 months with old registration. I didn't even think about it. Nothing happened, right? So I don't think you have to worry about it too much unless you get pulled over. Although I did get pulled over one time. I got pulled over. Actually, is YouTube Trev here yet? I was whipping through Pincher Creek one time where YouTube Trev's from. And right along the highway, they dropped the speed limit from like 100 to 70. Barely tell you. So I'm cruising along. This cop steps out, pulls me over. I'm like, damn it. And I was speeding. I was going like, I don't know, I guess it would have been like, I probably gunned it down to about 90. And it was in the 70 zone, so I knew he was in trouble, so I pull over. And he comes over, he goes, license and registration, sir. I said, not a problem. Hand him my license and registration. He goes back to the car. He goes back up to me, and he goes, so your registration and insurance here that you handed me are both 3 months past expiration. I was just like, what? I didn't even know. And so then I said to him, I said, listen, I can promise you that this car is registered and insured, or it is insured.
You just have the proof.
And so I guess it was insured, but the registration had expired. I ended up getting hit with a massive, massive ticket.
You tried. You expressed.
Yeah, but that's the only
effort.
time I've gotten in trouble for not having up-to-date registration. Today, that'll change. I'll get that taken care of because I am an adult now. On the hangout today, man, I wish they would have lost yesterday. Just for this reason. They needed the win. They got the win. They played extremely well. Everything about it is great, except for this. Who's on the hangout today?
Hernan Salas is going to be by.
Where is he, by the way?
He's on his way. Yeah, I've been texting with him. Okay. JMO was supposed to be here too, but he's feeling a little ill, so he'll come another day. But Tommy, Hernan, and myself will have a lot of fun.
Whoa.
It's great. And Natso's in his off season now. And there's obviously still work to be done.
You're going to see more Hernan around here now.
Off-season Hernan, yeah.
Even if it's not on the air, we might have a little more Hernan in our life.
That's great.
And yeah, it's going to be fun.
So Hernan is going to be in with Tommy and Maddie. And I think you guys can still get him pretty fired up about stuff.
I did see Dahmer at the Bears game on Saturday, too.
Did you ask him if he hates us?
No, he was asking how things are going. And probably just was like, is it worth my time to come here? So that's the feel I got. No, it's...
I thought Evan Dahm was one of my good friends. Turns out he only uses me to go to Rosie's to sing karaoke with him. Unbelievable, this guy. Jackie Moon. Oh, Jackie Moon would be a good player coach.
That would be strong, with Halloween around.
I don't know if we'll have enough player coaches, though.
Are we doing wrestling managers? Is everybody's texting wrestling managers?
Could be one.
Paul Bear, Paul Heyman, Jimmy
Are
Hart.
they really a coach?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I
just want to get this.
Somebody has thrown in
that's bogus.
I don't really care.
2K, Stride 2K, I don't know. Categories: amateur kids, college. I don't know. Yeah, no, that's gonna.
That's a lot there. We don't want to really muck up the first one.
Best hair. That's not bad.
What's that? Say that?
Best hair.
Best hair.
Yeah. No, that's going too. That's going a little weird.
They have to come from movie TV, right?
Movie TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Great
and real life hot sports does not count as TV. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, no.
I watch them on Sportsnet. No, I'm shutting that one down. I'm shutting that down. But that's entertainment.
Yeah, but we said we weren't going to do them anyway.
I know. But I'm just like, that's more of the entertainment world.
Assistant
so it's
coach?
a little different.
Movies, TV shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fake. Like wrestling.
Hey, we could do an assistant coach category. There's been a lot of great assistant coaches along the way.
Yeah, you can have like a mini, like a
right,
one,
like just a
one
one-off,
assistant
like,
coach. Just a credit to the assistants out there, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, Creed has just announced a summer 99 tour or something.
No, is that just the cruise?
Creed, it's time to rock. The wait is over. Creed is returning stages across North America for the first time in 12 years, 49 minutes ago.
They have a cruise.
From their account.
Is there a list? Is there a list of dates?
I'm looking at it. Toronto. I see Toronto.
Where'd you see it? Where'd you see this
I see Welch, Minnesota.
Welch, Minnesota. Searching right now, Edmonton.
Looks like we're going to Atlantic City, boys. Or Darien
no
Lake,
Edmonton
New York.
On there.
Darien Lake, New York, at the Darien Lake Amphitheater.
I'll say that.
Alpharetta, Georgia, at the Amerisbank Amphitheater. They're hitting all the locales.
Smaller places.
Wheatland, California, the Toyota Amphitheater.
Well, I'm going to have to go to one of these shows. It's just that simple.
Well, there's not a lot on the west.
No, it's like a east thing.
A lot of amphitheaters.
Whatever. Got to go.
Okay, because...
Nanso! What's up? Hernan's here. All right.
Because I'm not seeing, like, Seattle or anything.
You think there's a West Coast tour coming too?
Well, usually you do, like, the first leg, and then there's the added. But on the West Coast, all they have right now, there's a Denver, there's a Salt Lake, there's Phoenix.
San Bernardino,
there's
Saratoga.
California.
Wheatland,
but there's nothing north of that.
Creed with Whale and the Wolf opening for them. That'd be amazing.
Or vice versa.
Or the other.
Whatever.
All right, that's going to do it for the Nielsen Show today. Hey, we hit 200. Thumbs up again. Thank you very much for that. Why don't you pound that one a little bit more before we wrap up here. Hangout coming up. Lock Shop today with myself, Huss, and I think Pat from Coolbet's going to pop by for a little bit. And then the oil stream with myself and Tommy Gazzola. Your problems are solved. Maybe we'll dive into how brutal the Calgary Flames are in the oil stream today. That could be good. All right, that's going to do it for us. Straight from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio. Fun Monday show. Halloween tomorrow. We'll be in costume. That should be fun. For Mr. Lean over in the corner and Lieutenant Eric, I'm Dustin Nielsen. Tell your friends. Many of your friends probably don't even know that we're back. Tell them it's back and it's better than ever because it's 3 hours uninterrupted. Just fun sports talk every single day. We will talk to you tomorrow. Take it easy.